ham, cheese, pickles. Because without pickles, it's not a real Cuban. Mantequilla is a gift from God, and it's pressed until the cheese melts. A classic. And the drive-thru, it's like una ventanita. The Cuban sandwich from Pollo Tropical. It doesn't get more Cuban than this.
O'Reilly.
Do you need new wiper blades but aren't sure which ones are right for you? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. We'll show you the best options for your specific vehicle and even install your new wipers for free. And right now, save $10 per pair on Bosch Focus wiper blades, plus get 2 times O-Rewards points. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Today's news requires more facts, more context, and more analysis. The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
Your industry is unique. It faces its own challenges and risks that set it apart. That means choosing just any insurance company just won't cut it. At The Hartford, we take pride in knowing the ins and outs of your industry and help provide solutions that suit how you do business, from liability and property insurance to workers' comp and more. At The Hartford, we don't just talk about specialization, we live it. Learn how The Hartford can help your business at thehartford.com.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Monday, September 11th, 2023. Lots to get to today, from the escaped prisoner manhunt to a disgraced YouTuber who blames her kids, and Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are targeted by the mob, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
Hey, what's going on?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And how's everybody doing on a Monday?
Oh, pretty good.
Not bad. Not bad.
Because
Happy
it's
birthday! That's right, it's C-Lane's birthday today.
Ooh, I haven't heard this
September
one in a
11th.
while.
A day that shall live in infamy, basically because C-Lane was born on this day. Yeah, that's how it works. How old are you today, C-Lane?
37?
Was that
you had to
a
think
question
about
mark?
that. Yeah, you had to think about that for a second. You're one of those ages where it's like not a big like marker year. Or,
Right.
You're just like, oh, well, 37 is how old you are. You look great.
Somebody asked me over the weekend how old I was turning, and I was like 37. She's like, so close to 40. And I was like, shut up. Why
Okay.
would you?
3 more
come
years.
on. Just because you're old.
I'm catching strays over here. What are you doing? Shots fired on C-Lane's birthday already this early onto the show.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
Good movie.
I have your gift. When do you want it?
It was sometime later in the show today is fine.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay,
no problem.
Well, awkward start to the gift giving.
Oh, do we want to do it right now?
Well, I mean, she's got it right in front of her right now.
Yeah, but she's got to go in a whole other room.
Sure.
Well, I mean, you guys
I'll
can
just
figure this out.
throw it through the window right here.
I could take some guesses as to what this is in the,
tell you.
present here.
The mission of getting this gift on time was something else. Because ordering from Instacart back in the day that we, did the show from your house, Sean. Usually Courtney would be home and she'd be able to accept the order because you need a
somebody's got
license.
to have an ID, right? Yeah.
But instead, I'm talking to this lady like, okay, so technically you're going to my work, but it looks like based on your time, we're going to arrive at the same time. So you don't need to go to the 4th floor, but please wait for me. Also, birthday boy just walked in, so I don't want him to see it. Blah, 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 blah. Boom.
Got
birthday gift received.
All right. Orchestration complete. Why don't you bring it in and give it to C-Lane so we can have it. All right. Sabrina's going to make her way over to C-Lane's booth. His birthday is today. You can send him some dispatches.
That there's a bottle of tequila waiting for me on Bradshaw's desk.
Jesus. Wow. All right.
That one I already
stacking
knew
up.
about. Ooh,
Right,
it's on the outside. You know, it comes in this nice bag that looks like, kind of what it is.
Not
small and slender.
Bag.
Usually, in these kind of bags, you would have some sort of
wine
tissue paper.
Oh, yeah, right.
To wrap the thing up. But if you can look inside that.
Who's to say that's not tissue paper in some countries?
This is ABC.
It's a shopping
ABC
bag.
There's also a card attached.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, right there.
Man went right by the card, didn't he?
Happy birthday, pal. Love you, Seb.
Perfect.
All right. And...
Bum-ba-da-dum.
Reaching inside.
Why is it so hard to... Oh, more
It's a
tequila.
flashlight. Oh.
All right.
Whoa, what is that, Don Julio?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, very nice. You got
37
2
years
bottles of tequila for your 37th birthday, and we're just getting started. Should be an interesting one.
Take a shot. Take a shot. Take a shot.
Maybe in a little bit.
He's going to warm up a little bit, but we got a lot to get into
Just had
today.
breakfast.
Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to Pennsylvania, where I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but right now there's an escaped prisoner. We know the escaped prisoner, right? It's the guy who did the crab walk thing, who crawled
they
the
still
walls.
haven't found him?
That guy's still out on the loose right now. Excuse me, in Pennsylvania.
Have they checked higher areas? You might just be crab walking into a higher elevation.
If you missed this guy was in prison and he went into this little entryway and he put his arms on one side and his legs on the other side and he crawled up the walls and was able to escape out of the prison, rather. Not out of the prisoner. That would be a weird escape.
Especially because he was inside the prisoner to start with.
This was a convicted killer, this guy. Daniello Cavalcante, I think is his name. Daniello Cavalcante, 34 years old. He's stolen vehicles. He's gone quite a ways. He's changed his appearance. All kinds of stuff is going on. But as we go to Pennsylvania, we see another thing that's happening right now, which is, a little bit crazy. Here's what's happening on the ground.
Look at this. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about, people. There is are you out here?
Just for the record, this is a Jeep that people are driving in. There's 3 people in this Jeep. There are 2 assault rifles attached to both sides of the Jeep. They're on a hunt for this escaped prisoner, these people.
Because of the reward?
Yes, they're not cops. They're not law enforcement. They are just people on the hunt for the prisoner with these guns on their Jeep, and they want this $20,000 reward that is out for this guy.
Do you normally put these on here?
Only one dude's running around with 20 grand price tag.
You're looking for the 20 grand. God bless you. Be safe.
God bless you.
There he goes, off into the distance to find himself an escaped prisoner.
To hunt for men.
Yep, getting out there hunting for peoples.
But what does that mean, though? Like, they find him, and is it dead or alive?
I don't think it's dead or alive, no. I think they would have to, citizens arrest this guy and bring him in. But the guy's got, a little bulletproof vest on and everything, and it's just wild, wild west. MFQ on YouTube says, why? Vigilantes? Yeah, that's what's going on here. They got people out on the ground in all their vehicles in Pennsylvania trying to find this dude who has been caught on a couple of, doorbell cams and stuff. And we're going to keep an eye on this. He's 5 days in or something of his escape. And it's really interesting to follow how this is all going down. There's a guy who's been streaming his whole quest to kind of find the prisoner. And he's just live streaming it on YouTube. He drives around, listens to police scanners and stuff.
We've heard about prisoners escaping, quite a few times the last 10 years. I don't know if I've heard of a hunt like this that doesn't involve Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, usually it's just the police officers who are trained at doing this and they know what they're doing. But I guess this is legal, question mark, for them to do this over in Pennsylvania. And a bunch of folks are out there trying to catch the escaped murderer. We'll see if they have any luck. We are having a little bit of luck. Fingers crossed, knock on all the woods. Yes, all right. We got Hurricane Lee finally taking a turn to the north. And it looks like it's going to stay away from most of the southeastern portion of the United States, which is good for those folks in the state of Florida. This is good news. And it's a very strong storm, Category 3, and then building a bit. But that still means there could be really dangerous. Northeast. Will New York get a surprise knock on the door? That's what we're going to have to wait and see for, because this thing's churning out there, and they said it could go up to a Category 5 at some point in time.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it's at least it's not going to hit us. Yeah, we got that going for us for C-Lane's birthday. Congratulations. Happy birthday, C-Lane.
Thank you.
Birthday.
No Cat 5 hurricane
And
for
thank you,
today.
thank you, Lee, for turning northward.
It's very, very sweet of him.
I've done the birthday hurricane before. Not a good time.
Yeah, I'll take non-hurricane birthday over hurricane birthday every single time that I possibly can. At the box office, and this is always interesting to me, this weekend, number one with a bullet, The Nun 2, the horror movie, bringing in $32.6 million at the box office.
Have you seen The Nun 1?
I have, actually. We own The Nun 1.
One of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
It's mega jump scare.
And it starts off the bat. Like, usually they have this plot where the family's driving and then it's nice and nice. No, this movie started immediately with being scary.
Yeah, it's like that. And it goes to show you, being number one with $32 million this weekend, what a huge audience there still is, and there probably always will be, for horror movies. Horror movies, such a massive genre, man. So many people like to go out with their partner and go see a scary movie together. This one, a little too scary for Courtney, probably. She's the toss the popcorn in the air type. She's not going to be great for this. But, yeah, they got first place with The Nun 2. Equalizer 3 coming in at second place with $12.1 million. And what was third? My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3.
All right. Good for them.
I didn't even know they had a number 2.
I don't know if I ever saw number 2, but I keep seeing ads for Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 in random places. Is the whole original cast still together?
Boy, I have no idea.
You mean like Aiden from Sex and the City and then the one lady?
And Joey Fatone?
Oh, I don't know.
No clue. It made $10 million this weekend, though, so it still is around. Jawan, an Indian Hindi language action thriller, took fourth place with $6.2 million. It's a Bollywood flick. And Barbie still in there at fifth place with $5.9 million.
Finally saw Barbie.
Did you really?
What'd you think?
It was pretty funny. There was some good stuff. I was just talking to Angel about this before the show started, and I was like, finding out that there was going to be a Barbie movie, I think I just stopped wanting to know anything more about it, or like I didn't do any research. I had no idea who the antagonist was going to be.
Right, yeah.
And it was surprising. I didn't know that it was going to be those two versus each other.
Yeah, it's sputtering out, but I mean, it's been in the theaters for quite some time now, and made a couple of bucks along the way, including some of C-Lane's this weekend.
That's right.
So there you go. We've got that all going on, and a ton of stuff to get into on a very busy Monday on the show. Join us today. To do this, all you need to do is send us what we call a dispatch. That's how you interact with the show. And you can see all the dispatches on thenewsjunkie.com and send yours to join in on the action. What's on your mind? What do you want us to talk about? What questions you have? What are your thoughts on the stories we're talking about? All that stuff and more is perfect for a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record yours now. When we return, everybody started to pile on this weekend. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, the targets. What's going on? What did they do? And what's happening now? That is all coming up next on the News Junkie.
You're asking an awful lot of that magic eraser. For some extra elbow grease, tell your smart speaker to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
We still have some heavy traffic on eastbound I-4 from US 27 past Osceola Polkline Road. Eastbound's also slowing down from Osceola Parkway to State Road 535. Westbound I-4 looks pretty clear, though. Have a crash in the right lane westbound on State Road 436 at Festival Drive. Watch out for a depression forming in the right lane southbound on I-95 south of West Granada Boulevard. Also had a crash on the ramp from southbound I-95 to I-4. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 for the traffic center. I'm Daisy Gash.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer.
Warning. If you are 60 or older, RSV can be a dangerous respiratory virus.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. This message is brought to you by Pfizer.
Hey, attention to all law enforcement, firefighters, EMTs. It's going down right now at Nation's Trucks, the 7th annual First Responders Appreciation Day. That lasts till 1 p.m. today for complimentary lunch provided by Fuel Barbecue of Sanford. Get your hands on some of the best barbecue in Seminole County and register to win for a chance to win tickets to go hang out at Typhoon Lagoon. Visit nationstrucks.com for all the info or just be there today from now until 1 p.m. in Sanford, 1792, just 1 mile south of Lake Mary Boulevard at Nation's Trucks. And let them know C-Lane from the News Junkie sent you.
The countdown is on to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The most massive live music event of the year.
Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Immerse yourself in virtual reality with Kokomo, the new app from Canon. Connect with friends and family live in photorealistic environments. It's like being together even if you're miles apart. Search Kokomo by Canon to download now from the Meta Quest Store, Apple App Store, or Google Play.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When a restaurant closes, my reaction is, that sucks. They had good steak. When regional banks close or 3 of them close overnight, it freaks me out. This is why I have my own personal gold reserve. It's part of my personal protection plan. Call my friends at Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Today's news requires more facts, more context, and more analysis. The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
Your industry is unique. It faces its own challenges and risks that set it apart. That means choosing just any insurance company just won't cut it. At The Hartford, we take pride in knowing the ins and outs of your industry and help provide solutions that suit how you do business, from liability and property insurance to workers' comp and more. At The Hartford, we don't just talk about specialization, we live it. Learn how The Hartford can help your business at thehartford.com.
Save time and money with the PVC Fence in a Box from Fence Outlet. It comes with everything you need for an average backyard of 120 feet starting at $22.60. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more information and store locations. License number C10252 and C10803.
The #1 cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Hey, this is Mike Wright from the Fantasy Footballers Dynasty Podcast. You heard that right. The Fantasy Footballers have officially entered the Dynasty space. Every week, we bring you the same in-depth analysis and entertainment you've come to expect from the Fantasy Footballers, only now it's from the Dynasty perspective. Join me and the rest of the crew every Wednesday for a new episode. Listen to the Fantasy Footballers Dynasty Podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Call Extreme Air and Electric when you're in need. Call the Extreme Team.
Visit Extreme Air online today at extremeairandelectrical.com for special financing available on new home comfort systems. That's your hometown Train experts online at extremeairandelectric.com today. License EAC 1817433.
Call Extreme for your air and electric when you're in need. Call the Extreme Team.
Start driving the truck that you deserve today. Visit nationstrucks.com right now. No payments until 2024 with approved credit.
With your dispatches in just a moment, go to thenewsjunkie.com to leave yours with your thoughts to join the show.
Well, I saw everybody going nuts this weekend, mostly online stuff, but maybe, like in real life too. People very, very upset about Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, who have been married for a long time, I think. I mean, he was married to, what's his name before her,
Demi
right?
Moore.
Yeah, Demi Moore. It was his wife before this.
Oh, they married? I didn't know that they were married, I guess.
Oh, I believe they did. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. I think they were married. But then Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, they got married. They've got kids and all this stuff. And they were on that 70s show together. And this pops up because also on that 70s show was this actor named Danny Masterson. Now, if you don't know about what's going on here, this was all happening in Los Angeles, and it's been dragging out for a while, and it's complicated by, all the Scientology stuff, because people like to argue over that. But Danny Masterson, was accused of rape by two different women at least that were in this court trial.
And convicted.
And in the first trial, he was not convicted. In the first trial, most of the jury was actually leaning toward not guilty, and they couldn't come to any resolution, and it pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and then he got a mistrial, of course, a hung jury. So they said, let's reboot, and they did it all over again. This time, they got convictions on both counts, all right? And he was sentenced to 30 years to life for these charges that allegedly happened back in 2003. And after all of this, it was revealed that a bunch of people, including Danny Masterson's wife, Bijou Phillips, I think is her name. I don't know if I know her from anything, but the name sounds familiar.
I just remember when all this was coming out for the second trial that there was something about her that made headlines, whether it was how they met.
There was something about her sister.
Oh, that's
was
right.
there?
See,
I don't
it's all
remember
coming back to me
this.
now.
So her sister, I think Mackenzie Phillips, had a weird incestuous relationship with her father.
What?
Right.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, there's some weird stuff about that family. Also, is one of them related to the mamas and the papas?
I don't know. There's been a lot of stuff out there about her, but I just don't really lock into who she is.
She had some minor acting roles. I know she was in Almost Famous. I think she was one of the girls, but not one of the main girls.
Okay.
When I first saw her name, I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to know her from somewhere, but I'm not totally sure where.
Well, no big surprise that she wrote one of these, they call them character letters to the judge. And what a character letter is to the judge, it just says, we know that you've come to a verdict here, and now that the sentencing phase is in play, we want to tell you our experience with this person, and maybe that will lead you to offer some leniency in terms of the punishment that you give the person, in this case, Danny Masterson. So no big surprise that his wife wrote a character letter, right? But a bunch of his friends also wrote character letters, including Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. And they just said, here's our experience working with this guy. Here's how we felt about him, yada, yada, yada. And afterwards, everybody jumped on them and was coming after both of them for doing this and calling them like rape apologists, et cetera, et cetera. And then they ended up, because there was so much heat on them, making a video. They turned the comments off on the video for obvious reasons, but they made a video for Instagram apologizing for the character letter that they wrote. So let's hear from them. Here they are.
Of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
They were
They are
for the judge
backpedaling here.
and not to undermine the testimony of the victims or reach homicides them in any way. We would never want to do that. And we're sorry if that has taken place.
So they're apologizing for all of this. By the way, to go back, BDMX Con says first was a mistrial, not almost not guilty. I say almost not guilty, or I didn't even phrase it that way, because the majority of the jurors in that case were leaning towards not guilty on both of the charges. That's why I say that. There was a different outcome in the second trial. And only the people who were members of the jury, who were there for all of the testimony or who were directly involved in this know what actually happened in this case to begin with. But everybody else is going to snipe in and say their piece. And they end up, because of this pressure, apologizing. And this is stupid. Let me tell you why. There's absolutely nothing wrong with writing character letters to a judge. There's 0% wrong with that. And now we're going to set up this thing where it's like, whoa, don't dare say that you know any other side of this person to help represent them in front of the judge. Whether or not you were friends with them for life or you had good experiences with them, all that aside, we now have determined that this person is to be shipped off into no man's land and just completely isolated away from everybody else, and no one can come forward and talk about them again. If your father was accused of murdering somebody and was found guilty in a court of law, whether you thought your father was guilty or not guilty, either way, I guarantee you, if you loved that person or cared about them, you would write a character letter to the judge. Everybody does this in these situations.
But a
There's nothing
bloodline
wrong
is
with it.
different than someone you worked with.
Not for me.
There is maybe not for you, but there is a conscious decision there. And what did they think? People weren't going to find out? Now it seems like their character letters don't really have much to back it up. They're apologizing for it.
They're not apologizing. Well, they are apologizing for what they said in the letters, yes. But in the letters that they wrote, they weren't apologizing for what Danny Masterson did. They were just talking about their experiences with him. There's nothing wrong with this at all. There's 0% wrong with this. People are so stupid about this stuff, and they take this as all of a sudden you're fully defending the actions of the human being involved. It's not how this works. I mean, it's not how it's ever worked.
This is kind of, I mean, this is going to sound a little bit stretchy to some people, but it'd be like if Danny Masterson was not a famous actor, but he was involved in this, and he was involved in this conviction, and so they go to Danny Masterson's neighborhood, and they interview the nice old lady across the street. And she goes, well, he was really always a really nice guy to me, and he kept his lawn mowed, and every once in a while, if I needed a cup of sugar, he would give me a cup of sugar. And it was like the interview. The whole point is to say, what was your interaction with him? What was he like to you? Did you think he was a rapist? And then they go, no, he didn't give off rapist vibes at the time.
There are other elements to all of this, and the idea that you want to step up for somebody you know, and by the way, Jeff on YouTube says, that's the wrong comparison, Sean. Coworker is not the same as father. You don't say coworker. These people were friends with this person for a very, very long time. And if one of my close friends, if somebody that I've known for a very long time or that I really cared about was accused of some sort of crime.
Does 12 years count? Does 12 years?
Yeah, that'll work.
See, Lane, you would never be in that position, dude.
I would 1,000% write a character letter for the both of you if you were accused of something horrific. There is nothing wrong with doing
leading
that.
up to it.
What do you mean?
They were completely silent for the last few years when it came to these trials and the accusations against him.
Yeah, I don't think they need to comment on that. Why would they need to ahead of time?
Do you think they need to comment on all the letters that have just been made public?
Well, they're commenting on it because people are morons. And everybody thinks, wow, you doing this, you writing this.
You say morons, but like that's a natural reaction for what's going on. He has been sentenced of raping 2 women. He's going to jail for 30 years. Why would it not be? You think it's crazy that people are reacting this way?
I'll tell you, I do, because we've done this through our judicial process for all of the history of this country. This is the way the judicial system works. You get to stand up to your accuser. You get to fight out your fight in court. And then when it comes to sentencing time, you get to show people that there's more to you than what they've just heard in this courtroom and the charges against you, that you've done things in your life before this and after this. And it matters over the scope of somebody's life if they were always just, inherently a terrible, malicious monster of a human being, they deserve no leniency. But if a person was a decent person up until they committed some stupid crime, a horrific crime, and if he did this, to hell with him. But you would still be able to have somebody write to the judge and tell them about this stuff. And I would have no problem doing that for anybody that I cared about in my life. The 2 of you included in that. I would have no problem doing that. Now the problem is people dig up these letters, which previously wouldn't be seen by anybody but the judge, and they want to shame anybody who comes out and supports a friend. If your friends do things wrong, they can still be your friend. They can still be decent human beings. They can still be okay. But this is not the way people handle any of this stuff anymore. It's just ridiculous.
Okay, but you're saying something wrong as if it's not rape, if it's not raping somebody.
What?
You say like they could still be your friends despite, and then fill in the blank with the crime, but this crime is raping women.
So what? Rape, murder, whatever the crime is, I'm saying that you still should be able to tell people about other aspects of a person's life. The crime is horrific. And if he did it, as I said, he's a terrible person. And he was convicted of doing this. He's going to appeal it. We'll see what happens with his appeal. But if your family member, if your loved one was convicted of this, you may think he did it. You may not think he did it. You're not wrong for doing this. I think it's really, really weird to think about things that way.
I also think that this is obviously not the very first character letter that's ever been written about somebody for a horrible crime. It does, however, not always happen to famous people, and is not always written by famous people. And so now that it's like in the, it's kind of in the spotlight, it's in the crosshairs for people, and they're like, why are they doing this? What about everybody else who's ever written one of these things? Why are we still writing these anyway? I think they're useless.
Does it change anything?
I don't think it changes anything.
It didn't in this case because it got 30 years to life. Like, it didn't offer any leniency for what was happening here.
If this was like a high schooler who got super drunk on prom night and drove home and made the biggest mistake of her life and killed somebody, and you wanted to write all the character letters you could about this horrific accident that's going to change her life, and she'll think about this every day, blah 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 blah. I get that's one thing, but for this, I go save the time. Don't write your stupid letter. Just get on with it. Give him the book, and we'll get moving.
Well, I guarantee you that right now they're regretting, especially since they put it on an apology video, sending this video or the letters out there to the judge. But, it's too late now. It's been published on a couple of blogs. I read what they said. And they basically just talked about their experience working with him and spending time with him, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't find anything wrong with that. And I think it's just like you hear the word rape there and everybody just like gets inflamed and go, we can't do anything else to approach this in a different way and say, well, let me tell you some other things about this person. And people just think and react immediately to this stuff. Christina May on Twitch says, I rarely get upset at a Sean take and understand different points of view, but damn, this is just dark and not good. Well, agree to disagree. I think if this happened to your loved one and you either believe that they didn't do it or believe that the judge should know more about them, there's nothing wrong with sending a letter telling the story of this person that you cared about. You don't have to toss everybody down the drain and just say, to hell with you forever because of these things that happen like this. And now they're probably going to lead to a falling of dominoes that I think will make people much more hesitant to do this in the future.
Oh, yeah.
And Maybe it should just be private, Maybe like this kind of stuff, if you want to send these in, shouldn't be something that they release to the public. But they already have, so too late for that. We want to hear from you. Send us your dispatches. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. Also, watching for a press conference on that Daniello Cavalcante guy, the escaped prisoner in Pennsylvania. They have not caught up with him just yet.
Have we named this guy yet? Like, have we given him a fun escapee name?
I mean, it has to be Spider-Man or something along those lines.
I think the Spider Convict. No, the Spider Con.
Spider Con. That might be fun.
That's all we have to go off with is that. And it was kind of cool, actually, the video of him escaping the prison.
I mean, his calves must be insane.
I could not do that.
Even though he's a terrible murderer. I mean, we're character lettering this guy because he's got the cool escape going on. He's still a murderer.
He's still on the run, and there's going to be some sort of announcement about him, I think, during the show today. Here is David with a dispatch. Let's see what David says.
Yeah, talking about the Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher apology video. There's nothing to apologize for. They just wrote character letters. They didn't completely disregard the victims or the accusers. They just gave character letters of Danny Masterson, how they know him, and their interpretation of how he is.
Right.
I seen on Twitter, it's not enough. What else do you want?
Cancel them both.
You want them to give $100 million to the victims? They didn't do anything. And I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
The problem here is the nature of the crime involved mostly. If this was something where he robbed the bank, nobody would care about the character letters. It's because of the crime involved in this thing. And because people think that this is disrespectful to the women who accuse him of doing this, that's why there's so much vitriol and why so many people are going after him. They say, in this circumstance, everybody should ditch him. Nobody should write about any other experiences with him. And that just shouldn't happen. They're somehow leading to him getting a better sentence, and that is bad. Well, they didn't lead to him getting a better sentence. And here we are. All right, we got a lot of you sending dispatches in. Go to thenewsjunkie.com to hit record on yours right now.
Ooh, Big Dumb Millionaire says parkour prisoner. I like it.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I think that one sticks.
Parkour.
I don't hate that at all. That's pretty damn good. How do we get that started is the problem. We need to get into the news cycle, inject that in, and then have all the rest of them start to copy that. Maybe we're too far in here. All right, when we return, there's a big battle over Halloween that we absolutely need to address. And a school bus driver makes a very strange decision. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
We're in it for the likes. Real Radio 104.1 on Facebook is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Hot and humid today. Forecast highs reaching 93 throughout the Orlando metro with feels-like temperatures into the triple digits. Stay hydrated today and keep your eyes on the skies. Mainly after 3 o'clock, we'll be monitoring a rise in shower and thunderstorm activity. You can expect heavy rain, frequent lightning, and the chance for gusty winds. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee. It's the grand opening of Mattress Warehouse, now open to the public, with savings up to 70% on brand name mattresses and free delivery. Visit them on Flora Boulevard in Kissimmee. MattressWarehouse.com.
Ow. Okay, it's all right. Let's just start over. And one, and oh!
Ballroom dancing is a lot like saving for retirement.
Okay, class. Switch up partners.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's way easier with someone who knows the right moves. With Fairwinds Credit Union as your dance partner, you can glide into financial freedom by saving more and planning for your future. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Need a plan for Rosh Hashanah or want to discover food traditionally enjoyed on the Jewish New Year? Let 2J's do the cooking. Our Rosh Hashanah prefix features your choice of entree, including brisket, baked salmon, or stuffed chicken. Plus, you'll get matzo ball soup, an appetizer, dessert, and coffee or tea, all for just $29.99 per person. Seating is limited, so make your reservation today. Or order online and take it home, or let us cater your event. Go to 2js.com for details. 2Js, it's simply great food.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
This summer was awesome, but brutal on your lawn. Now it's fall and your lawn needs a quick boost. That's where Scott's Turf Builder comes in. Scott's Turf Builder makes it easy to give your lawn the nutrients it needs to help repair the damage that summer fun caused and strengthen your roots till spring. Guaranteed. Feed and repair your lawn now and enjoy yourself long into the fall. Pick up a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard at Lowe's today.
If your business is looking to add talent to your team, sign up for the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair. This job fair is going to be promoted across iHeartMedia's 13 Central Florida radio stations that reach nearly 2 million people. Get the word out about your open positions and attract top talent. Join us at the Orlando Science Center on Wednesday, October 11th from noon until 4 p.m. For more information on how your business can participate, go to fljobsnow.com and click on Get More Info. That's fljobsnow.com.
This fall, explore out-of-this-world flavors. Join Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex for the 2023 Taste of Space Fall Bites, October 2nd through November 5th. Experience a galaxy of new fall dishes at our restaurants. And be sure to check out the 3rd annual Mars-Teeny Shake-Off on October 6th. Visit KennedySpaceCenter.com for a full menu of these mouth-watering exclusive events. Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Look up.
Saturday, September 23rd, it's Pitmasters and Pourers in Mount Dora when ultimate barbecue meets bacon, beer, and smooth bourbon. Enjoy bacon and barbecue from local Pitmasters. Live music from Cat Ridgway, Sean Holcomb, Stephen Cardwell, and Bailey Callahan. Tickets are just $15. Sponsored by Yingling, City of Mount Dora, and Visit Lake. Pitmasters and Pourers, Saturday, September 23rd, 3 to 10 p.m. at Elizabeth Evans Park in Mount Dora. Go to cityofmountdora.com for tickets and info.
Today's news requires more facts, more context, and more analysis. The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
The pepperoni pizza meatball sub from Firehouse Subs is back. With Italian meatballs, extra provolone, and crispy pepperoni on a garlic bread roll. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Pepperoni Pizza Meatball Sub, for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
At participating locations, Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers will together donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations with a minimum donation of $1 million.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free, anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Hey, you're up next.
Ugh, my throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
It's Sizzly time at Wawa. And you know what that means? All your favorite Sizzlies are just 2 for $5. Like their new Pancake Sizzly. Great mornings start at Wawa.
Don't miss our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Are you ready?
See Foo Fighters, Kelly Clarkson, Tim McGraw, and many more. Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd.
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Dispatches in just a moment. A lot of people chiming in today. That's good to see. We do have to talk about something. You know, this weekend, Courtney and I were driving around, and we go by this one house, and there it is, the first one I've seen of 2023.
Christmas
Somebody
tree.
had... No. Somebody had one of those gigantic Halloween things from, like, Home Depot out in their yard. Yeah. And I was like, I said, we're only in September. Like, when I usually thought people would start like maybe the 1st of October, because once we're in October, it's kind of like Halloween month, and that seems normal to me. But people are starting this stuff just like they did with Christmas for so long, earlier than you would expect.
That's exactly what would happen November 1st, if not earlier in my household, is when the Christmas decorating starts.
Yeah? I mean, wait. On what day?
November 1st.
November 1st. Okay, well, that's not bad either.
But
You're skipping on.
It's happened earlier depending on, weekend schedules, days off, stuff like that.
Well, Christmas we're used to, though, because everybody for so long has taken Christmas and stretched it out as far as you can. We stretch our birthdays out. We stretch everything out. And Christmas makes us feel good. So we're like, I want more of that. And I get it. I dig it. I like the whole vibes around Christmas and watching all the Christmas movies and stuff. Now, Halloween... I just always thought like you would start getting everything out, unless you're my neighbor down the street who had a year-round Halloween display until not that long ago. And I don't mean like a nice one. I mean like a little girl's fake dead body on his grass and bloody handprints on the window of the house. And you're like, what? I don't know.
One of my favorites, maybe it was Christmas. It could have been a Halloween decoration, but it was like someone was hanging off the side of the house. I think that's like a Christmas Vacation reference. So it was probably Christmas, but then you have this ring footage of this neighbor coming by. He's like, sir, stay still. I'm going to help you out right now. He's on the phone with 911. He gets a ladder, doesn't realize till he's actually holding the legs that it's actually fake.
Right. There's been a bunch of those stories over the years because people get started so soon with this stuff.
We have stuff that's up that's like fall, but not necessarily straight up Halloween just yet. But
like what?
Like there are some pumpkins, but the little straw stuff, and Oh
yeah, that's totally normal. That's what people do for fall. Yeah, I think that's normal.
But the Christmas stuff has got to be even earlier this year because of the time that we would normally do the Christmas decorating is baby time.
I know, right there. It's the 1st of November, right? Isn't
Correct,
it?
yeah.
Oh, my God. Halloween season is around the corner, this story says. And with it comes an old age question, or an age-old question. Is it too early to display my Halloween decorations? Well, some are passionate for the holiday, going so far as to put their decorations up as early as September, like this family that I saw over the break. Others may think decorations should wait until sometime closer to October 31st. Even among the etiquette experts, imagine that being your job. I tell you when this is actually okay and when it's actually not okay. The official answer to all this instead of just your round and round debate. Having the decoration out as early as September creates a lot of anxiety for children. Come on, though. Does it really? Does it, like, if a kid sees somebody with Halloween decorations up early, does it really create anxiety in the kid?
I mean, if they're afraid of Halloween, maybe, but it's still kind of hard to go, oh, you know what? There's a kid that has some anxiety. We have to take down our decorations.
Shut the whole neighborhood down. No Halloween parties for you. You tell a 4-year-old that Halloween is coming, and what do? They want to buy their outfit and go trick-or-treating, and every day they would say, is it today? Is it today? So that's where the anxiety is coming from?
Oh, please. Like the kid doesn't know what day Halloween is, and you can't turn that into a teachable moment?
Oh, So modern day anxiety is not what would actually make a tiny bit of sense, which is kids scared of scary decorations.
Do you have a kid with anxiety or a parent who's annoyed?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, because they got to be bothered by the kids saying they want their costume. Just talk to your kids, for Christ's sake. Why don't they highlight that a little bit more? Tell your kids, well, our neighbor here has decided to put their Halloween decorations up early. They're probably a big fan of the holiday, and they want to enjoy it for a little bit longer.
I don't understand.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to wait a little bit longer. The normal time we get your costume is at the beginning of October. And if you don't shut up, I'm going to put hot sauce in your mouth and lock you in your room for a week. That's what you do. You talk to your kid.
Going about it.
Very normal, sane ways you talk to them, and then they don't have to have all this costume anxiety. But yeah, we saw the first house, and it looked so big out there. It wasn't the skeleton, though, I don't think. It was like another pumpkin thing, and it had to be, I don't know, maybe I'm exaggerating afterwards, but I would have sworn it was like 2 stories tall. Like, it was a really big thing in their front yard out there. And so people are now already putting the Halloween decorations out. Eric on YouTube says, no, it's anxiety for the neighborhood because everybody else is like, damn it, I'm not ready yet. You know,
dude, I started decorating last year, I think the week of, like maybe 2 days before Halloween. This year I'd like to start a little bit earlier, considering that in my garage is 4 boxes of Halloween stuff. But
inside or outside?
Both. I mean, a little bit inside, but mostly outside. And it's like old stuff. It's very, I don't have the skeleton yet because I think that would be ridiculous to try to put up by myself.
It's so big. It's preposterously big, those things. But that's what people want right now. They really are buying the hell out of those. We are in a position where Courtney and I have had a conversation about this. We don't have pressures on this stuff yet because of our street. And the houses around us not doing stuff. But if my whole street,
half the houses around you are
rubble.
Are the old guys with the what you call them, the metal detectors, going to dress up like goblins while they try to find candy in the yard?
If they put all this new construction up, C-Lane, and every last house put up either Halloween decorations or Christmas decorations,
you're going to hear it from Courtney.
I would feel pressured into it. I would go, all right, we got to put something up. Because if kids start to come down the street and everybody else has their house decorated for the holiday, I don't want to be the one where it's like, oh, this one person couldn't get involved in this. And
Ashley says giant skeleton for next year. And so to which I go, oh, great. So we have a kid that's less than a year old and we just want to terrify him already.
Or have you seen those little kids who just like love super scary stuff? Well, I think it was like a Florida mom, Florida aunt had gifted her niece like that Chucky doll. And she could not have been more excited to open it up on her birthday.
I think it's one of those things where if you expose kids to it when they're younger like that, they'll be less likely to be scared later on in their life.
Bring your kid, C-Lane, to Halloween Horror Nights next year.
Yeah, it's a little early, but
it'll be nice.
Well,
get him started early.
His mom already watches a lot of Criminal Minds, and I don't know if she's going to calm that down when the baby's here. Probably should, but whether or not it's going to happen,
This kid is going to learn all of the things at a very young age, and I think he'll be better if he gets this Halloween stuff out of the way early. We'll just have to take him to this house we drove by. Meanwhile, a school bus driver has decided to retire after winning the Powerball, which I could make sense of. That sounds like a nice thing to do. You win the Powerball, you get the big prize, and then you say, sayonara, I'm going to quit my job. No more bus driving for me. Retirement, here I come. Problem is, he won $100,000 in the Powerball.
Oh.
So
what's a lump sum on that?
God, is it even 50? I don't know. Maybe it depends on the state. This is Kentucky.
That's like 6 years' salary for a school bus driver, I think.
I don't think it is. $50,000 if you brought that home? That's not enough to retire on, unless you really got things trimmed down. House is paid for. You got no bills out there. You're just good to go. And otherwise, you're not going to be just swimming in cash with this. It's great, though. I'll take a $100,000 Powerball win if I could. His ticket matched 4 white ball numbers in the Powerball to win the game's $50,000 prize, and he chose to add the Power Play feature, which multiplied his prize by 2, gives him $100,000. He's retiring after working as a school bus driver for 11 years.
Nice.
Godspeed to you, sir. Okay, let's work in maybe one or two dispatches real quick. And we've got the Brown Pony talking about Halloween decorations in September.
So I'm a delivery driver of sorts. I see all types of areas and houses. And this is the only year that I can remember where as soon as September 1st hit, I started seeing Halloween decorations everywhere.
Yeah, it's early.
Obviously, it's not every house, but way more than I would expect. Also, the creepiest decoration I've ever seen was this guy had a bush in front of his home, and he had a doll about the size of a toddler dressed in a onesie holding a bear with its face, like face first into the bush. So all you saw was its back. So I get out of the truck, I look, and I see this little toddler just there, and I'm like, oh, crap. The way it was leaning against the bush, it looked, I don't know, possessed or... It was weird. It freaked me out. But
that is a little strange. I don't blame you for reacting that way. That seems like how I would probably react to it as well. Over to the Big Show talking about Halloween.
What's going on, News Junkies? Your man Big Show here. So first and foremost, happy birthday, Big C Lady, Big C Lizzle. Happy birthday, bud.
Thank you, Big Show.
Sean, you were talking about the Halloween stuff. I actually work for Ferrero Rocher, the chocolate company.
Nice.
They own Brock's, which makes candy corn. And they were trying to push stores to put out candy corn as back-to-school candy corn, like beginning of August, mid-August. And stores were pushing back. Some stores put it out, and they were using those numbers to shoot to other box stores that says, hey, look, they're selling out, and they're ordering more, and make your money. Back-to-school candy corn, first of all, candy corn is disgusting, and no. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop, Big Show out.
Thank you, Big Show. Appreciate you. Yeah, for the record, with people putting out decorations early and people, it's September, it's too early to put them out, I could not care less when somebody puts that stuff out. The only reason I was weirded out by the person who lived down the street from me was it was all year long, and it didn't seem as much of a Halloween thing as it did just like a horror display. And I don't know. I didn't want to get to know the person inside that house. That seemed bizarre to me in more ways than one. Okay, quick break. When we return, there is something that we have to talk about. In fact, this has to do with Halloween as well. And I thought this was the weirdest thing. I don't know if this is new or not, but we'll all discuss it when we come back.
Also, somebody who very much likes candy corn.
Mm-hmm. Who's that?
Amy Kaufeld.
Oh my God! I'm sorry. Okay, forget that. We'll push that down the road. We will have that conversation though. But our friend Amy Kaufeld, candy corn aficionado, and all-around amazing human being, is coming up next on the News Junkie.
This week, get messy with the Jim Colbert Show. Win tickets to see Orlando City take on Inter Miami September 24th at Exploria Stadium. Your next chance to win later today on the Jim Colbert Show.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
We have slow traffic on eastbound I-4 from US 27 past the 429 and from Osceola Parkway past State Road 535. And there's a crash partially blocking a travel lane on Clarkona-Ocoee Road at Pine Hills Road. At a wreck in the right lane westbound on State Road 436 at Festival Drive. Northbound Florida's Turnpike has a crash in the left lane south of the Mineola exit. If you see traffic problems, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Daisy Ash.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee. The grand opening of Mattress Warehouse, now open to the public, with savings up to 70% on brand name mattresses and free delivery. Visit them on Flora Boulevard in Kissimmee. MattressWarehouse.com.
Don't miss the boat, my friends. Compare your quote today with That Mortgage Guy Don. That Mortgage Guy Don, president of Happy Home Mortgage Brokerage and host of the Home Loans Radio Show, he is here for you. And I can say with full confidence that he's looking out for you. He has your best interest in mind. Now, chances are very high that you're leaving money on the table. So how about you let That Mortgage Guy Don get the money off the table and back in your hands where it belongs. Get a free fast quote review at thatmortgageguydon.com and hit the compare button. Don will review your quote today. That Mortgage Guy Don is a mortgage broker. He's not a corner bank or retail lender, and that means he has direct access to wholesale lenders that consumers do not. Wholesale lenders that are competing for your business. You want to see a difference? Go to the website right now, thatmortgageguydon.com, and compare your quote today. Plain and simple. No spam, no hassle, just peace of mind.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Raise the bar in a nice new car and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $69 per month. New cars from just $129 per month. Raise the bar and I'll get more for your old car. We will help you get approved. I'm raising the bar and making my best offer ever. Like brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. And introducing the all-new 2024 Outlander in stock and ready for delivery. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Your employees keep your company humming. So count on the Hartford Group Benefits Insurance to provide the world-class coverage and customer care that your workforce deserves. From supplemental health benefits and income protection to coverage for life and loss, the Hartford delivers the flexible products to meet life's ever-changing needs. Fuel your company's success with quality benefits from the Hartford. The Bucks got your back. Learn more about group benefits at thehartford.com/benefits.
Let the professionals at Fence Outlet save you time and money. We handle everything from the free estimate to the install. We do it all, and you get 0% financing. So come into Fence Outlet or visit fenceoutlet.com today. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
Call Extreme Air and Electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme team.
Visit Extreme Air online today at extremeairandelectrical.com for special financing available on new home comfort systems. That's your hometown train experts online at extremeairandelectric.com today. License EAC 1817433.
Call Extreme for your air and electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme team.
No payments until 2024 with approved credit? Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Monday, And our friend Amy Caulfield from Fox 35 is with us. Hey there.
Hi, you guys. Good to see you. Happy Monday.
There's Amy Caulfield on a Monday. Now our week is officially on. Yay. Here we go. How was your weekend, Amy?
It was good. It was a lot of football. Colton had a football game, and that was Saturday afternoon, and that was fun to watch. It's weird. Like they're cute when they're that age. They don't really hurt each other. You know what I mean? They're just kind of like, they kind of like bump up against each other. Nobody.
You sound disappointed.
To watch when they're little.
You sound disappointed that they're not hurting each other.
No, it's a good thing, because that was like my big reservation with having him play. I was like, I don't want anyone to get hurt. I don't want him to get hurt. You know, I was like, he's too young to deal with concussions and all that stuff. But
Amy, you're not going to be the mom that's asking if they could play flag football, are you? You're going to embarrass the guy.
That's how he started. He started with the flag football, and now he's progressed to like pads and helmets and all that stuff. Those helmets are really heavy, by the way.
But it's so stinking cute watching little kids play football. Like they almost can't see anything at all.
All right. Well, now that we got you here, Amy Caulfield, I need some feedback, and you guys can chime in on this too if you want. But Courtney has been pushing for something out of nowhere. I did not expect this, but all of a sudden she's trying to push me to get to do something with her. And I didn't want to do it this past weekend, and she got mad at me for it, right? What? So she goes, can we go to a Boone High School football game? And I said...
Okay, you are not alone. You are not alone, and I have been in the same kind of like limbo of... It's in our neighborhood.
Yeah, but I don't have any kids that go to this school. I don't know any kids that go to this school.
And then we just show up like, all right, great job. Do you have a kid on the field? Nope.
She says to me this weekend, she goes, we missed the home game. There's not going to be another home game for 3 weeks, you jerk. And I'm like, how do you know this? How do you know any of this stuff? You don't watch football?
I love Courtney.
She wants to go to a high school football game all of a sudden. And then I exploded again when she told me you have to pay money for it. You have to pay like...
Wait, what?
It's not that expensive.
It's like $8 to get in or something.
Oh, it's not that expensive.
And
it's a donation to your local school. It's like, you're helping them out.
Oh, they got plenty of money. They got my tax dollars anyways, this school. But we walked by while they were playing the game. She's like, we could have been in there. Could have been in there. They have Corona deals on Fridays.
They sell booze
don't.
at the games.
That's what she told me.
No, she's lying to you.
She knows more about this.
She is lying to you. They do not sell alcohol at a high school football game.
Yeah, I don't know where this came from, but I was like, it feels a little weird to go to a high school football game when you don't have anybody who's involved in the game. And she goes, what do you think they do in Texas in some of these big places? And I go, that's true.
That's true.
Okay, that's in the town that is obsessed with high school football. It'll be a little different for us. Now, I have something, a little bit of an advantage over you and Courtney, in which like my surrounding neighbors have kids that go there. So I could always go with them and finally get to see the old high school footy. But everyone else, oh, there's Sean and Courtney. I work with them. Not sure why they're here. They're pre-gaming. Got it.
She goes, we got to support the team. It's our school. And I go, how in any way is it our school? It just happens to be close to us. I feel weird going over there and like rooting for the high school football team. I don't know.
No, they would appreciate it. They'd be like, look, there's a celebrity in the house. It's the news junkie.
I bet.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
They could probably give you some media credentials there, Sean, if you want to.
Oh, you could cover the game. That's a good point. I'd love that.
No. I mean, and I just don't know where it came from. All of a sudden, this is the new thing that she wants to do, and she's mad that she missed the home game.
Because there's part of that where like she could hear the marching band, practicing from the field, because it's kind of close to your house, and you get that kind of feeling where you're like, oh, I miss being able to do stuff like that. Why can't we go to the high school football game?
And then there's some times where they're practicing. I'm like, all right, turn it down, man.
Yeah,
like, I'm trying to go to sleep. I would love to be that Karen that walks up like, hi, we're trying to get some dinner and movie done, and all I could hear is the damn band.
All I kept picturing was she convinces me of this because I want to be a good partner. And then we go to the high school game, and then all the people around us are like, so which team is your kid on? Like, which one's yours out there?
Mine's the mascot.
None of those kids are ours. We just are watching other kids play football. So
Oh,
here
my
we
gosh.
go.
Mine's the mascot.
This is how little you know about how this whole situation works. They wouldn't be asking you which team your kid is on, Sean, because there's home stands and visitor stands. So depending on which stands you're in,
that's true.
Your kid should be on that team.
All right, so C-Lane's really against you going to the game. I'm sorry, Courtney and Sean.
I say go for it.
Tell Courtney I'll go with her.
Courtney says the Corona is for the UCF game advance. Now I'm definitely not going. There's no Corona or nothing. What am I doing out there? All right. Well, what's grabbing your attention in the world today, Amy Caulfield?
Oh, gosh. Well, this just came in as breaking news. So the quarterback for UCF, who was injured during their game against Boise this weekend, he's going to be out for a couple weeks. He hurt himself during that game. So that's a bummer. So UCF fans will probably not be too happy to hear about that. So John Rice Plumlee out for at least a couple of weeks as he gets to feeling better. He just tweeted out a few minutes ago, God has a plan. My God is a healer. I will be back. I am blessed. So, of course, we wish him well. I don't know. I know you guys aren't big sporties.
Whoa.
But I don't know if you saw
Amy.
Colton.
What are you talking about? I almost went to a high school football game. I'm a huge sporty now.
That's true. Almost. You did. Almost. But Colton Boomer, who is the kicker for UCF, I mean, like, just incredible. I don't know if you guys saw, but he kicked like a 54-yard field goal.
Good job,
He's really going to the NFL right now. Just incredible.
I thought you were about to tell us how your kid did in his football game for a second. Sean cut you off and you said, I don't know if you saw Colton. And I went, didn't we already talk about this?
Oh, no, the other Colton Boomer. Yeah, he's the kicker for UCF, and he's amazing. And so, yeah, pretty impressive there. So 54-yard field goal. That was a record for him. I don't know what the record is for UCF, but it was probably pretty close. So just cool for them. But we'll have to see what happens with UCF and who'll go in as quarterback next weekend. So that'll be interesting. We're also following the trial of Otho Wallace. This is the man who is accused of killing Daytona Beach police officer Jason Rayner. That happened 2 years ago. I don't know if you guys remember that body cam video. Jason Rayner was in the parking lot of this apartment complex, and he'd gotten a call about something kind of disturbance, and Otho Wallace was in the parking lot that day. And if you look at the body camera video, it actually captured the interaction between the two. And then they couldn't find the guy. I don't know if you remember this, but Otho Wallace disappeared. But they had a pretty good description of him based on the body camera. And they ended up finding him in a treehouse up in Georgia.
Holy cow.
Remember that? Yeah, it was kind of an odd story. Yeah, so he was up in a treehouse in Georgia. But he's on trial now. They moved that trial out of Daytona Beach. They didn't think he could get a fair trial here because there had been so much publicity about it. So they moved it up to Clay County, which is near Jacksonville. And then we're following, oh my gosh, you guys know the peak of hurricane season was yesterday. So we've got all these storms out there, and Hurricane Lee is the one that I think meteorologists are still kind of trying to figure out what's going to happen. Will the Northeast have an impact from this storm? I think they're definitely going to have some kind of impact looking at the models right now. I think the question is how much. So we're just going to get waves here. Rip currents will be bad. Our meteorologists are saying stay out of the water, at least during the week this week.
Oh, you know what that means? That means people are going to head to the water because they always do this.
But I also, feel for the tourists who come in, and unless they're watching the local news,
right.
The lifeguard is not there to tell them to not get in the water, then we're going to have some dangerous situations.
Yeah. And Sabrina, I'm sure you saw that story last week where those two sisters were here from Louisiana. Did you see that?
Oh my God, it's
and
awful.
one of them, and again, the family members were like, we're here from out of town. They probably just didn't know, or they weren't paying attention to, the flags that are flying up at the beach. And one of them died, and the other one, I think, is still in the hospital.
Oh.
So that was just tragic.
Speaking of that, has there been any more talk about the, I think it was a Hyatt or something on Clearwater Beach that straight up just told all of their guests that there was no evacuation and they're welcome to stay?
Oh, I didn't hear about that, C-Lane. Hold on, Googling it now. I didn't hear about that. What's the scoop on that?
They were in big trouble for it because the evacuation order was brought out, and they just slipped notes under all the doors that said, everything's cool, you can stay here for the hurricane. Everybody's fine.
Wow, interesting.
They went outside. Some of them were trying to go to the beach.
My God. Yeah, that seems like it's going to be a thorny legal situation for them.
Yeah, that's great. I'm pulling it up now, but it looks like the last story that was printed about it was like about a week ago. So I don't know. I haven't seen much about that since. That's a little scary. So we're just following up on hurricane and just trying to see exactly what's going on with Lee and what kind of impact we'll have here. But as of right now, just for us, rip currents. And then there's 2 more storms that are spinning off of the African coast right now, but I don't think either one of those has a big chance of developing. And then we went to up in Flagler Beach. They at one of the resorts up there, they had firefighters walking the stairs in remembrance of 9/11 today to commemorate, everything that happened 22 years ago today and the loss of 343 firefighters and first responders that day. So 22 years, but we are still all paying our respects.
Believe it's been 22 years.
Yeah, that's kind of wild to consider. And the 22 years has led to another strange thing that happens where there's a lot of teenagers right now who don't even know about this stuff, that are just like, to them, it didn't happen when they were alive. And
all of the teenagers don't know about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some that have learned about this at some point, but there's teenagers that are like, why are you talking about 9/11? You go, oh, okay, hold on. Sit down. Let me tell you a story.
How old is Dylan now?
Dylan is 22 years old, believe it or not.
Oh, my gosh, Sean. So he was born the year that this happened.
Yep. Yeah, he was not responsible, just for the record.
Incredible. I didn't realize that. That's, I mean, so for him, right? I mean, he was born that year. So for him, like, this is all, everything he learned about basically in school or from you.
It was just an infant. He was a little kid. He's about to be 23. He'll be 23 in October.
God, that's so weird to me.
Yeah, me too. You think it's weird for you? Yeah. It's very weird for me.
I'm just like looking for the little guy with one highlight, and we do a rock on sign, and now he can buy booze.
Yeah, that's frightening. And he doesn't drink. I don't know.
That's good.
Can't understand it.
That's good.
All right. Well,
smart kid.
Fantastic talking to you as always. We love you. We appreciate you.
Love you guys.
Amy
Tell
Kaufeld.
Courtney I love her, and I'll go to a football game with her anytime. Just
Will do.
Love you,
Amy.
There we go. Amy Kaufeld from Fox 35. Make sure you're waking up with her every single morning, and the whole GDO crew. They are going to get you started the right way in your day. You'll know what's happening out there in the world, and you'll be able to keep in touch with all of the things going on where you are. So check them out or go to fox35orlando.com. We love Amy Kaufeld. We're talking to her again next week.
Why?
She didn't say happy birthday to you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Don't make her feel bad about that. Don't put that on her. Look at what you did. Look at her face right now. Look at her face.
Today's Celine's birthday.
It is.
Yeah, but it got overshadowed by the terrorist attack.
Such a heel. Oh my gosh, Celine, happy birthday! I love you.
It's okay. You got a lot going on. It's fine. I love you too.
Your presence in the mail. Don't worry. It'll be there.
All right, there we go. We'll see you next week, Amy Kaufeld. Back in just a moment. We got to get to the story that I was talking about. That is something that happens every time it gets around September and October in this country and state of ours. But we'll see what you think about this. Plus, a radio DJ is now a whistleblower, and he's releasing the secrets of radio. But is he right or is he wrong on this stuff? We'll examine. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Still looking slow eastbound on I-4 from before US 27 past the 429. Eastbound also slows from Osceola Parkway past State Road 535. An accident partially blocks the lane on Clarkona-Ocoee Road at Pine Hills Road. And there was a crash on Landstar Boulevard at Jetstream Drive. Have a depression forming in the right lane southbound on I-95 south of West Granada Boulevard. If you see traffic problems, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Daisy Ash.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Want to save on new blinds? Blindster.com offers custom blinds, shades, and shutters at prices less than big box retailers. Order 10 free samples of any product and we'll ship them to you for free. And right now, save 50% off any order during our Labor Day sale. Blindster.com.
Folks, this is such a great company. I got to tell you about Mills Air because I know as a homeowner that if something that's one of the big products in your house that keeps your life nice ends up breaking or there's a problem with it, you get scared. The refrigerator, the washer, the dryer, the hot water heater, or the water heater, I should just say, or your air conditioner. and you worry about getting taken advantage of, you do not have to worry about that with Mills Air. This is a great, trustworthy company that I rely on for this very same reason. They've been doing business since 1992. That's over 30 years they've been serving people just like you and trying to build as many customers for life as they can. And this is a place where you'll notice from picking up the phone and calling them, a human being, an actual person picks up the phone and talks to you. They're incredibly nice. Everybody along the process is incredibly knowledgeable as well. This is how it is working with Mills Air. That's why they're the best. Their techs can service any brand AC out there, so don't worry about that. And they're a Carrier factory authorized dealer that can get you access to big rebates if you need a new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Their phone number is 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
The countdown is on to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The most massive live music event of the year.
Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Introducing Audible's new original series, Breakthrough, the first of its kind audio-only singing competition featuring celebrity judges Kelly Rowland and Sarah Bareilles, with host Daveed Diggs. Hear who has what it takes. Listen on Audible or wherever you get your podcasts.
Today's news requires more facts, more context, and more analysis. The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
It's been said that good fences make good neighbors. Your friends at Fence Outlet couldn't agree more. Whatever style, whatever color, just share your ideas. And your friends at Fence Outlet will have the right application for you. For quality fences at the best prices, go to fenceoutlet.com.
License number C10252 and C10803.
Just call up, just call up, just call up, just call up. Ain't you on the go? Just call up.
Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando. Sung by non-attorney spokesperson.
Pollo Tropical has a real Cuban sandwich, down to the cut. More roast pork. Esto es lechón, and it will always be lechón. Ham, cheese, pickles. Because without pickles, it's not a real Cuban. Mantequilla is a gift from God, and it's pressed until the cheese melts. A classic. And the drive-thru, it's like una ventanita. The Cuban sandwich from Pollo Tropical. It doesn't get more Cuban than this.
It's time, Orlando. Mark your calendars. You are invited to the 2023 United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce National Conference. The future is now. Elevating Latino business for tomorrow. September 24th through 26th at the Lowe's Sapphire Falls Resort. Join the largest gathering of Hispanic business leaders in America, bringing together thousands of entrepreneurs, corporate executives, and government leaders from around the country. Meet one-on-one with corporate buyers and federal agencies. Make corporate contacts and secure leads to grow your business. Register now at ushccconference.com.
Baby boomers and retirees, do you know the retirement tax risk road you are traveling? Congress has changed from incentivizing Americans to save for their retirement future to penalizing Americans who have successfully saved. Protect yourself from the proposed wave of higher taxes coming out of Washington. The Biden administration's spend and tax schemes are only going to add more taxes to our retirement. Imagine how you can remove yourself from the retirement tax system. Learn in under 30 seconds your retirement tax exposure. Visit retirementtaxcalculator.com. Retirementtaxcalculator.com.
If your business is looking to add talent to your team, sign up for the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair. The Job Fair will be promoted across iHeartMedia's 13 Central Florida radio stations that reach nearly 2 million people. Get the word out about your open positions and attract top talent. Join us at the Orlando Science Center on Wednesday, October 11th from noon to 4 p.m. For more information on how your business can participate, go to fljobsnow.com. Click on the Get More Info tab. That's fljobsnow.com.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-513-1652. 800-513-1652. 800-513-1652. That's 800-513-1652.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When a restaurant closes, my reaction is, that sucks. They had good steak. When regional banks close, or 3 of them close overnight, it freaks me out. This is why I have my own personal gold reserve. It's part of my personal protection plan. Call my friends at Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Heard of the job? Dial pound 529 on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
To your dispatches in just a moment. Send yours now. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Plus, a radio whistleblower is spilling the secrets of radio. But is he telling the truth or is he making a bunch of stuff up? We'll dive into those and analyze in just a moment. This is one of those people just trying to give you all the secrets of radio on TikTok. You know how it goes. I saw a big giant meltdown yesterday. And I didn't even know this was a thing, but there was a bunch of people who started to argue about this yesterday. And they started to tell stories. And when I tweeted about it, other people were in my replies telling me some stories about this too, about people bringing their dogs to Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, I saw that tweet.
And I was like, what the hell? Are there people who bring their dogs to Halloween Horror Nights? I can't think of any reason why that would be like an okay, acceptable thing to do.
Oh, service animals, the only acceptable reason I could find.
Well, they allow service animals at Universal Studios, obviously. So they do allow them, I guess, even for Halloween Horror Nights. But the people who I saw who had the dogs in there didn't even, like, there's not a blind person that we're talking about here, right? So like a blind person, if they wanted to go to Halloween Horror Nights, fine. If they want to bring their service dog along, I guess. But it seems like there couldn't be a worse atmosphere to bring your dog to. And I do believe that there's some people here who, because somebody said, I saw somebody with 2 bulldogs in a stroller at Halloween Horror Nights. That's not a service dog, okay? That's somebody just bringing their dog into Halloween Horror Nights because they want to and they can't be away from their dog for 5 seconds. That's an actual nightmare.
Is their
for
little
dogs.
baby?
The dog is not having a good time at Halloween Horror Nights.
Have you
trust
seen
me.
dogs in a stroller?
Dogs in a stroller?
They're living their best life. They have little goggles on. They have,
when they're not in Halloween Horror Nights.
all the things that they need. Maybe a little, I don't know, maybe headphones.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just playing like different sounds of nature.
Yeah, all that, except for at a place where you got people running around with chainsaws. You got people trying to scare everybody. You got people driving around on dirt bikes and doing different scenes from horror movies. And people are bringing their dogs. And I go, what the hell? Why on earth would this ever be the case? If I was a blind person, by the way, I probably just would not, out of principle, bring my animal to that to begin with. Because I would say this is not going to be a good time for this dog, whether it's a professional dog or not. You get my point. If somebody had the dog for like sensing seizures or something, it's like, I just don't know that this is the place. I don't know that this is the spot for you to be. I already look around at people who bring their dogs to theme parks or to like the City Walk place outside the theme park. And I'm like, really? Really? Did you need to do this? Was this something that was necessary? You put the little booties on your dog's feet so it doesn't get burned on the asphalt, which is super nice. But maybe even nicer would be just to maybe leave the pet at home. Maybe this is
we're
not
taking to doggy
good.
daycare.
Exactly. Give it a nice little spa day. Like, let the dog be treated just like you're going to be treated for the day. And I can kind of see most places where you want to bring your dog. You want to bring your dog to a dog-friendly bar? Do it. That's cool. That's a good time. That's fun. Everybody likes that, or most people do at least. But Halloween Horror Nights, my God, it's not an atmosphere to bring a pet along to. That's really, really ridiculous.
Carl would love it.
You don't think he would be freaking out?
No. As long as there's not the sound of a trash truck, he will be elated to be there.
Lady would be absolutely horrified and just probably wouldn't be able to walk if she was in this situation.
Now,
that is not good.
I'm looking it up, and unsurprisingly, the only animals that are allowed in the parks or in the City Walk area are actual trained service animals. It says pets are allowed in the pet-friendly hotels, which is Hard Rock in Portofino Bay, Royal Pacific, Sapphire Falls, but not on the pool area. There's got to be a trained service animal, and I think they don't go for the emotional support thing.
Yeah, I would hope not. That's ridiculous. If you need emotional support so much that you have to have a puppy with you or a dog, then you shouldn't be at Halloween Horror Nights. You should maybe stay home. Just get some nice, calm television viewing in and enjoy yourself with your dog. That's great. That's good for you. Over to Twitch, Ardnas says, I don't bring my dogs places because I can't trust other people and their dogs. Dogs don't need to go everywhere. I like the overall community thing that we do where people have meetups and you have these dog events and some places choose to be pet friendly. There's a bar in town. I have not been to this. Maybe one of you have been to this, but there's an actual dog bar in town where
the pup pub or something like that. Yeah.
And the floor is like made so it the dogs can go to the bathroom in there and like filters things out or something. I don't know how the whole thing works, but you're supposed to do this. I think that's cool that people want to do that stuff. But Halloween Horror Nights stands out as just like an especially bad place for an animal to be. It's not going to understand that atmosphere, and it's going to get frightened, and I don't think there's any way around that. But let me know what you think. Go over to the website to send a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. We'll get to those in a moment. There is a former radio host who is spilling the beans on social media.
Facebook,
all
Instagram,
of them,
Twitter, y'all see
especially TikTok. This guy's name is Taco. He used to be on the radio.
Oh, an interesting radio name.
Not our Taco, by the way.
No, not our Taco. Different Taco that was doing this. And they are like releasing all the great secrets of radio, which we tell you most of the secrets of radio over here anyhow. And we let loose with all this stuff. We've told you if you hear a prank call on a radio show, never listen to the radio show again because it's fake. It's a fake prank call. Those are actors that they pay to do this stuff.
With the exception of that one prank call that we got the audio of years ago against with C-Lane.
With C-Lane, where
one
somebody...
of the greatest bits of radio I've ever heard in my life.
Spoofed the phone number and convinced C-Lane that he was talking to somebody else. It was a whole thing.
But was 100% recorded illegally.
Yes. Yeah, and this was C-Lane during it.
Oh, yeah, the phone system is a big old beast, dude.
That old call. Oh, we got to put that in best of sometime soon so people can hear that because it was so funny. But when you hear a radio station,
don't be surprised when like in between clips of me in that call, you hear someone going like, "What the hell was going on with you last night, man?"
You hear a lot of people come out with these big secrets and stuff. But if you hear a radio show do a War of the Roses, that's what I was getting at. War of the Roses, also fake. Don't listen to the radio show anymore. Those are actors that they're playing to act out some crazy wild scene. And that's why most of the time it feels stilted and kind of fake.
Or if they were taking the 200th caller.
Yep.
They did
that's
not.
what this guy's blowing the whistle on.
That's what that's the whistle blowing?
Yeah.
Stupid.
The video started off with a stitch from a TikTok user, Taco Reacts. And it says, what's a company secret that we shouldn't know, but you're just like, F it, I hate this job. And the
That's
radio
not even
host,
a big secret. Everybody going to be mad about it?
No, I mean, it said, fun fact, they never actually give it to the caller number 100. Why? Because the radio host or producer really doesn't feel like counting that high and says they skip numbers as the calls pour in. The host starts spouting out random numbers until they reach 100. So when the radio host tells you, congratulations, you're calling number 100, you're probably in reality calling number 12. Congratulations, he says.
There was other reasons for doing that, by the way, too. Because a lot of times when they would do these contests, I know because I was the 100th caller in a radio contest one time.
Congratulations.
I know, I did it. It was great. But they did not have a system in place, I believe, or maybe they were doing it live because it was a contest. But back in the day, if you were doing that and you wanted to take the call on the air, well, that call had to be ready when the song playing was over. Mm-hmm. So they would skip numbers, and then the song's starting to ramp up, and you're like, now you're slowing down on all the numbers you skip. And, oh my gosh, the song's over. Looks like caller number 105 is here. And just so happened to line up right with the end of that song.
Yeah, it is true. I don't know if you could get in trouble for it, but they definitely do that. And I've definitely done that back in the day. I won't say the radio station I was working at, but like lots of times they'd be like, be this caller. And the phone lines would light up, but there's 5 phone lines.
Same sound as a bee would make?
No, not that one. No. Oh, actually, probably at that one, too. I think probably at that one, too. But the phone lines will light up, but there's only like 5 phone lines.
Did they have bake sales?
Can't say. I can't confirm nor deny any of this. The other station was wild to work at. Just a wild place to work at. We did all that stuff. So he's correct on that. That is something that actually happens behind the scenes in radio. Let's go behind the scenes to you.
Oh, you don't even have the video of him and his big whistle blow?
No.
I'm sure it was really impressive.
Yeah,
the way that he told that story.
Him in a TikTok video, just blowing everybody's minds out there. But people don't know about this stuff. Let's go over to you. Let's see what's happening where you are. Here is Joe, and he's talking about the Jerky Boys.
So was the old school Jerky Boys fake too, or was that kind of like real because it was before, all the advanced technology?
Yeah, I think a lot of that old school stuff was real, but they changed it. You now cannot, according to the FCC rules, you cannot ask for permission afterwards. So that means you have to let somebody know that you're recording them, right? So you can't like do a wacky call and then call back and go, yeah, this was just me, I was screwing around with you, but it was a good time, right? Hey, can we get permission to utilize it? No, you can't do that anymore. But I think it was loosey-goosey back in the 90s. People didn't enforce that kind of stuff. And
or you could do stuff like that in a state that allows that sort of recording, like the one-party consent as opposed to 2.
Maybe that's how they did Crank Yankers, too.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and so they go over and do production in a state where only one person involved in the call has to be aware of the recording, and that could be the person doing the prank.
Although, honestly, for a show like Crank Yankers, you would think that you would almost want it to be fake from a production standpoint, because you probably have to prank call a handful of people before you get somebody that's going to stay on the line long enough to make this a funny bit. Whereas if you just had actors doing it, all right, then maybe that guy wants to ask 1,000 questions up to the hardware store guy about caulk.
Right. Radio Michael 7 on YouTube says, that wasn't radio, though. He's talking about either Crank Yankers or Jerky Boys. It wasn't radio, no. It's still against the law in a lot of places to, depending on the state, record if the person doesn't know that they're being recorded.
Correct.
But the CD release and the way that they did that would have made it so if it was an FCC rule at the time, that wouldn't have been an issue for them. So, like, there's some exceptions to that whole thing. But generally speaking, in radio, if you hear War of the Roses bit or they name it something else, that is fake. And generally speaking, in radio, the vast majority of prank phone calls that you hear are absolutely and totally faked. Even probably in states where you're allowed to do stuff like that. Here is I'm a PC chiming in.
Hey, Sean, I thought I might want to inform you of this. So, per ADA regulations, the moment that person who is a biggest piece of S in the world says that those dogs, which are not service animals, are service animals, the questions pretty much stop.
Right.
For any business, because it's part of HIPAA and a bunch of other things. So most companies stay away the moment you say service animal, because they can get in trouble for that.
Which is why we need a better way to solve this issue. Because I agree with that rule. I don't want some business owner being like, why do you have that dog? Well, what's wrong with you? Do you actually have anything? I don't want that. That's weird.
Well, but they're allowed to. I think a lot of them do what the dispatcher just said, where they hear the moment they hear service animal, they just go, all right, this is a losing battle if I try to fight it. Whereas you are allowed to ask what the dog does. What service does it provide?
Right.
And that's where you might be able to catch somebody where they say, this is my emotional support animal. You can tell them to get to stepping. Or if they say, this dog alerts me if I'm going to have a seizure, or this dog alerts me, when loud noises are happening, something like that. I don't think they have deaf dogs, but
loud noise dogs.
Yeah, loud noise dogs. Loud noise happening.
All right, quick break. When we come back,
I
the
just
next
said you for
episode.
What's
What's coming up on the next episode?
coming up on on the next episode. Danny Osmond tries to stay relevant by saying something completely effing irrelevant. More like a little bit of rock and... Some guy wrote an op-ed about how Martin Short is nothing short of full sucky human, but never fear, his celeb friends are here. Plus, move over, Nick Cannon. There's a new celebrity with a bunch of kids whose names he can't keep up with in town. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
Monsters in the Morning.
On the mom, Bad Bunny.
Mira, es Bad Bunny, aquí jangueando con los monstruos en la mañana. Bad Bunny, baby.
Yeah, baby. Thank you, Mr. Bunny. Oh, my God. Bad we are so...
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Hot and humid today. Forecast highs reaching 93 throughout the Orlando metro with feels like temperatures into the triple digits. Stay hydrated today and keep your eyes on the skies. Mainly after 3 o'clock, we'll be monitoring a rise in shower and thunderstorm activity. You can expect heavy rain, frequent lightning, and the chance for gusty winds. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. And right now, save 50% off any order during our Labor Day sale. Blindster.com.
Once you get the meat and cheese for your sub freshly sliced right in front of you at Jersey Mike's, I'll tell you, there's no going back to anything else. That'd be like going back to dial-up internet. Am I connecting to space to order Jersey Mike's? Any day now. Okay, it's about to connect. What? Who picked up the phone? Nope. There's no going back once you see it freshly sliced at Jersey Mike's. A sub above.
Wells Fargo gives you access to direct deposit funds up to 2 days early.
Plus, if you look at the X and Y axes...
What if everything came 2 days early? Like the weekend.
Well, that was a pleasant surprise.
You can't get everything early, but when it comes to direct deposits, you can with Wells Fargo.
Visit wellsfargo.com/get-early to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Not all direct deposits are eligible. Early availability is not guaranteed and may vary between deposits from the same payer. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
If your business is looking to add talent to your team, sign up for the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair.
The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair will be promoted across iHeartMedia's 13 radio stations that reach nearly 2 million people.
Get the word out about your open positions and attract top talent. The next Florida Job Fair takes place at the Orlando Science Center October 11th from noon until 4.
For more information, go to fljobsnow.com and click on Get More Info.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-859-3220. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-859-3220. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-859-3220. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life, call 800-859-3220.
It happens every day. Regular people are winning every single day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
Hi, my name is Kong. I won over $100,000 playing Baccarat. You could pick banker or player. If you pick the right side, the odds in your favor.
My name is Janelle, and I won a brand new BMW. I screamed, I hollered,
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Summer days getting shorter and business to-do lists getting longer? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Sponsor your first job and get hiring today by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Your industry is unique. It faces its own challenges and risks that set it apart. That means choosing just any insurance company just won't cut it. At The Hartford, we take pride in knowing the ins and outs of your industry and help provide solutions that suit how you do business, from liability and property insurance to workers' comp and more. At The Hartford, we don't just talk about specialization, we live it. Learn how The Hartford can help your business at thehartford.com.
The Pepperoni Pizza Meatball Sub from Firehouse Subs is back. With Italian meatballs, extra provolone, and crispy pepperoni on a garlic bread roll. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Pepperoni Pizza Meatball Sub, for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
At participating locations, Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers will together donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations with a minimum donation of $1 million.
Hey, you're up next.
Ugh, my throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Episode in just a moment. All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We do appreciate that. If you miss anything, catch that podcast link over at thenewsjunkie.com and you'll be all caught up with the show. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Today is your birthday, the day you came to life, a result. Would be easier to write this line if your name was Anthony, but your name is C. Lane. Yes, it is. And now you're 37. Never forget that we love you, and we're glad that you're alive.
Nailed the rock.
Unlike the thousands of people that died on 9/11,
Still dark.
2001. Never forget the tragedy, but happy birthday, sir.
You dug deep for that.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next
Damn it.
episode with Sabrina.
Damn it.
Third time's a charm.
Smoke weed.
Nailed it. Happy birthday, Christopher Lane.
Thank you. I forgot all about that song. That's,
Same here. But you know what? The terrorist attack should not overshadow you being born on this day.
That's what I've
Today,
always said.
This time next year, you're going to have a little one, and it makes me want to cry. And also drink with you. But happy birthday, and also it's going to be a happy day for you if you work with that mortgage guy, Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. Refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation. Use the man, the legend, the friend when it comes to all of those things and so much more. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the book, compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
The Drew Barrymore Show is going to return.
All right.
Yeah.
She's a scab.
She is, and she's doing it without writers because that old little strike still seems to be happening.
Ooh, do we trust Drew Barrymore sans writers?
I don't know.
Did she do this before? Has she ever tried this before?
I don't think that she has because it's the 4th season. So prior to that, there was no other like strike, right?
Yeah.
The writers not cool with this at all, and they're actually going to picket the show's studios today, tomorrow, and all the days leading up
Really?
to the premiere. But she says, and I quote, "I own this choice. We are in compliance with not discussing or promoting film and television that is struck of any kind."
Okay, so she's saying I'm technically not violating any issues here, or I'm not causing any issues because I don't have the writers, and nobody's going to be promoting any upcoming productions, but they still don't want that.
Yeah. She'll be the only show that's of that kind, right? What? But then again, is Sherry Shepherd? She's live every day, is she not?
No, those are reruns.
Oh, dang! I didn't even realize.
I mean, you watch less of it than you probably used to.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're promoting stuff on there that those have got to be reruns because anybody who would go on a show like that, which is going to be very interesting. I say good on Drew Barrymore for this because nobody was talking about her show before. There was not a whole lot to say about Drew Barrymore's daytime talk show. So she can get back on the air and try this no writer thing. And if it works, I mean, people will talk about it. If it's a big flop,
write for it. Like, is it going to be any good?
Quick question here, okay? So you have the writers obviously striking and the actors are striking, okay? And Drew Barrymore is going to be coming back. With the actors and the writers striking, isn't it true that most of all the other people who aren't even involved in any strike haven't been getting paid at all? Like, so the camera people, the audio people. So at least those people will get to go back to their job in this case.
But I'd be really curious to hear, and there might have been some shows that went back on writerless last time we did this. But like, all right, say Drew Barrymore has some celebrity guest on. I mean,
what are they going to talk about? The funny viral video that they came up with their kids?
If it's not, if they can't promote anything, they can just talk about, I don't know, sports.
I bet you she has Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis on first.
Ooh, big first guest landed if she's able to get that.
But she also wants everyone to remember that she chose to walk away from hosting the MTV Movie and TV Awards back in May because the writers had just gone on strike. So she did stick up for them back in May.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Zifa's Biker on YouTube says, the Drew Barrymore show was unwatchable for me. I made it 5 minutes into it once. Oh, I refuse to believe
it. Crisscross applesauce on the couch. And does like the side angle, the profile as she's talking to celebrities and having moments. So it's very off the cuff and cool, man. Very Drew Barrymore. We talked about it last week, but it turns out the fake Drake and the Weeknd AI song is not eligible for the Grammys.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, yeah. There was going to be a big thing for Ghostwriter, the anonymous writer who, I guess, wrote the lyrics but had AI sing as Drake and The Weeknd, who do not like the
time to be alive.
It really is. Mason Jr. backtracked on his comments on an Instagram video after opening the clip by saying he wanted to clarify bad and really inaccurate information that had been floating around. He said, "Heart on My Sleeve was not eligible because the vocals weren't cleared and is not available commercially." Also worth noting that the comments don't address the AI origins of the song. So there you have it. It was close, but no cigar. This guy is getting very close to a cigar that reads daddy of a whole bunch of kids. According to a new biography, Elon Musk has confirmed that he has a third baby with Grimes, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Da-da. Now, I thought that they had broken up. Their last kid, May 2020, their firstborn was
Don't even try.
A-12.
Don't even give it a shot.
And then they had another kid in which I don't even know the name of.
Do you have the name of the new one?
Oh, I do.
Yeah, because this is quite the name.
This was does not include any weird symbols or Greek letters. This kid's name, the third child, is Techno Mechanicus. Am I saying that right? Techno Mechanicus, welcome to the world.
I don't know that it's been said that many times before this, but there you go, Techno Mechanicus.
His forthcoming biography revealed that the Tesla CEO had previously unreported third child with his ex Grimes. It's reported that the former couple tried to keep the existence of their third child private, and then it leaves them at a total of 11 children. And they also write here on HollywoodUnlocked.com, 10 living, 1 deceased.
Yeah, one died like 10 weeks old or something, I think.
But Techno is here to say hello to the world, despite them being separated. Congratulations on Techno.
You did it, Techno!
I mean,
Mechanicus.
I don't hate the name Techno as much as I did all the symbols that they named their first child.
Think about your name being Techno Mechanicus, though.
Techno Ambra? That'd be dope.
It sounds better than Techno Mechanicus.
Techno Lane? That would be cool, Z Lane. Is Techno in the running?
Shortlist, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Please.
Also very cool, and I'll have to leave you all with this, is last week, it turns out, I don't know if she's going to name the baby after Beyonce, but a baby was starting to happen at the Beyonce concert.
Yeah, I remember this.
Oh, baby. Choreographer Sarah Frances Jones went into labor while enjoying Beyonce's concert with her husband, actor Marcel Spears, unrelated to Britney Spears, giving birth to a healthy baby daughter just a few hours later. But the biggest part of that headline, it turns out that once she started with the labor, she stayed until the end of the concert. They were like just doing the minutes in between. Like, this is the last contraction. Okay, we can make it past Alien Superstar. All right, let's see if maybe there's no intermission, and went through the entire concert and right to the hospital to have the baby. So
how did they get right to the hospital? Did they just wait till the concert was over to flag down some EMTs and go, all right, we got to go?
That, or they, like, it's a 2.5-hour concert, so
No.
she started with contractions at the beginning. Her family had 2 hours to get there in time.
These are smart people who know how to use their time and schedule. They're like, all right, well, the baby process has started. The first 4 hours of this is nonsense.
Yeah.
So let's just do the breathing the exercises. And yeah, let's do all that right here in this field. But we watch Beyonce. What could be better?
Honestly, I would start pushing there, because I bet like they start waving Beyonce down like she's having a baby. And then right there, Beyonce pulls out
Would be
the
big.
baby and cuts the umbilical cord with some sort of like alien prop from the stage. It'd be great. I don't know if there's any knives involved. There will be no knives involved. The Mo Comedy Jam, I did get an update, and I can't give you the exact number, but it's about 1.5 handfuls left of tickets. So get yours now this Friday, Mo Comedy Jam, MoComedyJam.com, the second annual, September 15th at Tuffy's Music Box and Lounge. Great lineup, and tickets are just starting at $15. All proceeds benefiting Yellow Brick Road, and you will benefit by getting your laugh on. That's for sure. I know Sean's going to be there for sure. He's going to be bringing magnets for you and giving all the hugs. Right, bud?
Wouldn't expect that.
I know. But I look forward to seeing everyone there. More information, MoComedyJam.com. It is the 54th season premiere of Monday Night Football, baby! Also, 15th season finale of American Ninja Warrior. And watch what happens live with Cardi B. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. Make sure you go to that comedy show. It is going to be a super fun time. Last year, it was such a success. I've heard so many people talking about that afterwards, and they really had a good time. So if you are in need of a good time, go do it. Go to MoComedyJam.com. See Sabrina and all these other great comics out there for a fun night at a great venue, by the way. Tuffy's is such a cool place to hang out.
So cool.
It's a great spot. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'll tell you something that Courtney told me yesterday that was the most out-of-the-blue comment I've ever heard in my entire life, a question that she asked me, and you tell me how you would respond. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
3 general managers, 5 midday shows, and 1 corporate bankruptcy. Restructuring. Celebrating 30 years of Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for keeping the dream alive over 3 decades.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your week is off to a great start on this Monday. And right now, on the major highways and roads of Orlando, of course, your usual delay east and westbound, approaching State Road 535, but no issues the rest of I-4. East and westbound of the 408 is also clear, thankfully, and north and southbound of the Turnpike as well. No issues reported north or south on the Greenway either, and you'll be happy to know the same does go for the 429 toll. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. With your report, I'm Brian Black.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. And right now, save 50% off any order during our Labor Day sale. Blindster.com.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming October 11th.
Barbecue, bacon, beer, and bourbon all meet at one event. No, you didn't die and go to heaven. Pitmasters and Pourers comes to Mount Dora and not only combines these four staples of life, but will also have music featuring DJ Angel of Boom from the Monsters and live performances from Cat Ridgway, Sean Holcomb, Bailey Callahan, and more. It all starts at 3 p.m. Saturday, September 23rd at Elizabeth Evans Park in beautiful Mount Dora. Pitmasters and Pourers, when the ultimate barbecue meets bacon, beer, and smooth bourbon. Presented by Yingling, the City of Mount Dora. Visit Lake County and Real Radio 104.1. Get tickets now at cityofmountdora.com.
Here on MSNBC, we are staying on top of several fast-moving stories.
Today's news requires more facts.
A new report finds the climate crisis is getting much worse.
More context.
We are seeing record numbers of people crossing into the United States just in the southern border.
And more ground covered.
People here are watching what is happening in Kiev very closely.
The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
Here's what a Fence Outlet customer has to say about their experience.
After the hurricanes destroyed our old fence, we took the advice of our neighbor and called Fence Outlet. They were fast and professional, and we love our new fence.
Check them out at fenceoutlet.com.
Hey, Central Florida, it's time to up your standard of driving. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Are you sick of driving a car you hate? Raise the bar in a nice new car and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $69 per month. New cars from just $129 per month. Raise the bar and I'll get more for your old car. We'll pay up to $5,000 over appraised value for your clunker. Is your credit score lower than you like? We will help you get approved. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. I'm raising the bar and making my best offer ever. Like brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. And introducing the all-new 2024 Outlander in stock and ready for delivery. Plus, check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $69 per month. Trade-ins will pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Mirage 9900 72 months. 2.9 APR. $9 down. $249 payment plus tax tag fees. Max trade incentive based on purchase.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
Attention homeowners, get Choice Home Warranty's award-winning service for 25 major systems and appliances before a breakdown. Get a free quote right now. Just dial pound 250 and say home warranty. Limitations apply. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for details. Call now, pound 250, keyword home warranty.
Tuesdays.
We'll find out who loves football.
Inside the NFL has a new home, and it's only on the CW.
We gotta win every time we step on the field. I'm excited that we back. Let's go!
And now it's for everyone.
Dominate from the first step to the last step.
With new host Ryan Clark and analysts Channing Crowder, Chad Johnson, Jay Cutler.
What a play.
The all-new Inside the NFL.
Touchdown!
Tuesdays at 8, 7 Central. Stream free next day. Now on the CW.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password,
for you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
Hi there, I'm Mia. I'm Air.
You're Air?
Yeah, I just got out of the lungs of someone smoking a cheap little cigar outside a bodega. Oh, it was so smoky in there. And where there's smoke, there's
fire.
Cancer.
Oh.
Yeah. Little cigars might taste sweet, but they still kill. I'm supposed to be helping people, not unhelping them.
You mean hurting?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm a bit of an airhead.
Little cigars are just as dangerous as regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Radio! 104.1.
So we're going to tease this before the next episode, but some dude wrote an article about Martin Short this weekend, and it did not go well. Actually, it probably went exactly as intended, if I had to guess.
Why? It's so random.
Yeah.
Is there something coming out, like a special, that all of a sudden this guy feels the need to create that op-ed?
Well, just so people know, it was in a website called Slate, slate.com, and the guy wrote an article that could be wrapped up and surmised in just the first sentence. He says, I find Martin Short's whole shtick exhausting, sweaty, and desperately unfunny. And he just craps on Martin Short in this whole piece that he writes. The thing that stands out to me is, like, this wasn't like, hey, by the way, Martin Short's a bad guy, or Martin Short did something wrong, or here's allegations about Martin Short, here's some like salacious stuff. It was just about, like, I hate Martin Short. And people, man, did they get the pitchforks out for this dude. And this is exactly what they wanted. This is the weirdest thing about the timeline that we're in right now. There's a business model, and most media outlets do this to some certain extent, where they'll have somebody write an opinion piece. The person probably doesn't even really believe in the ideals and thoughts that are in their opinion piece.
Or maybe they do slightly, and then they're like, you know what we should do is ramp this up just as high as possible.
Hit the gas pedal, Don't come out and have like some milquetoast take. Go all the way with it. And they know that the reaction is going to be negative. They know that people are going to be angry at the writer and say this is terrible. But because they also understand how humanity works and how hate and anger makes more people click things, And when you click those things, advertisements load alongside them, and you can monetize just being a miserable asshole. And that's what these people have done. It's a really weird thing. You will see this on websites from CNN to like every website out there that gets involved in writing stuff like this. They'll put out one and they know that it's their like crazy or bad take of the day.
Oh, sure.
And they know that everybody's going to disagree, but when people disagree, they don't just ignore, because that's not how humans react. When you disagree, you click on it, and then you write an angry comment back to the person.
It's always, every year, it's the, you've been eating French fries the wrong way. This is how you do your hot dog. You're an idiot.
Right.
Here's why.
This is what happens out there because people are entertained by this stuff. And
if you find somebody like Martin Short, who I think is pretty well loved, I don't think there's a whole lot of anti-Martin Short. I mean, you might as well, you got to pick something that doesn't have a whole lot of opposition. Like, here's everything that's wrong with Ted Lasso, and then people were like, what are you doing? How dare you?
Yeah, it's easy to do that, too. It's like really easy writing, actually, to have a take like that. And the takes that you hear on this show from me are, unfortunately, for all parties involved, actually the way I feel about things most of the time, and not just trying to get you to hate. Although it does make you hate sometimes, which is fine. It's just the reaction. But this was all planned. They wanted to do this. They wanted to write this article. And then Martin Short's getting the strays from this just for existing. But he's got to feel good about how people reacted to this because, boy, oh, boy, Martin Short supporters are out there, man. They like this guy. And he seems pretty... I mean, if you want to talk about, like, the TV show with one of the most unhateable casts, I would say Murders in the Building's got to be up there.
I still have yet to see it.
It's got, of course, Martin Short.
Steve Martin.
It's got Steve Martin. And
Selena
it's got...
Gomez.
Is it Selena Gomez?
Yeah,
Selena Gomez is in it, and she's good too. And just nothing about the show would be easy to hate, or the characters or anything like that. It's all very, very fun to watch, which is like, C-Lane makes the good point by bringing up all the things that are wrong with Ted Lasso. People put that out there. And do you think the writer who wrote that really feels all those things about Ted Lasso? Maybe, but probably not. They know that they're just going to get a ton of clicks out of that. And it worked for them. It was a huge, huge success. And all the angry people who were coming over to support Martin Short. So yesterday, I'm walking with Courtney, and she drops a line on me, which I was like, I did not expect you to say that. Did not expect to hear that question today. You have to know, she's been obsessed with something that just came up in the next episode. For some reason, she's been obsessed, in particular with Grimes, because she doesn't understand Grimes. And she's like, look what she did to her body, because she got that thing. It's not a tattoo, but it's like scarification. No, she has like on her clavicle, she has like this scarification thing that she had done, and she doesn't understand that.
I really don't understand Grimes either. I didn't even really know about her until Elon Musk and all the babies came into play.
Yeah, but she's a musician or singer. I don't know any of her songs. I've never heard a Grimes song anywhere, actually.
Look at a picture of her, I'm like, she's not 14.
Yeah,
right?
She is kind of alien-like, but that's on purpose. It's her shtick. That's what she's doing. But it just perplexes Courtney. She's very, very confused by all of this stuff and doesn't understand it. And then she was talking about Elon Musk because she saw that he has all these 11 kids, and she's like, why? And I said, I don't know. He's like weirdly obsessed with birth rates in the United States, and he's got some things like that he cares about. So he just has all these kids out there, like, what's his name? Damn it. Who's the one Nick Cannon? He's like the tech Nick Cannon with just kids all over the place. The Johnny Appleseed of number 2, or number 3, I should say. Just spreading it out everywhere that you possibly can. So anyways, we turn the corner and we're walking down the street, and Courtney looks at me and she says, would you be mad if Elon Musk impregnated me for $1 billion?
Oh, my God. I love Courtney.
And I said, what? She said, would you be mad if Elon Musk impregnated me for $1 billion? And I said, nah. $1 billion is a lot
now,
of
what
money.
does that mean, though? Does that mean they make baby sex?
No, she
love.
said, I said turkey baster. I brought that into the equation. And we didn't really finalize what that, what this indecent proposal actually was going to entail. But she said, in this situation, I would just ship off the baby. Little Musk baby goes back, and they can name it Rocket Pacifier or whatever they want to name the kid.
Techno.
And then he goes into the Elon Musk orbit, and everything's fine.
Rocket Pacifier is a great band name.
But I was like, wow, okay, did not expect that question. She doesn't like or dislike either one of them. She's just very confused by all of it. She doesn't understand any of it. And she's like, why would he pick her? He could have any woman he probably wanted. And I said, it's not like he's the best looking guy in the world. She goes, he's the richest guy in the world. So, he could probably get access to some of that. Okay, that makes sense. But she's on a Grimes kick. Not music, not anything else, just facts about Grimes. And last night, oh man, I was more angry than I let on. She's sitting next to me, and we've been watching the Halloween movies, the newer ones with Jamie Lee Curtis. Those are pretty good. Even though people seem to hate them, man.
Wasn't she in the older ones too?
Yeah. And she's in like the rebooted ones, which are, I didn't know this. This was a fact I actually didn't know, and I'll get to the other one in a sec. But Danny McBride from Eastbound and Down wrote those movies. He wrote the Halloween movies, the new ones.
Wow.
And I think he was maybe like a director or a producer. He had some sort of involvement
in funny like
making them. Not really. I think they're good, but some people really don't like them because if you get into the world of Halloween, there's people who they only like certain timelines in the story. And I don't know. It's way over my head. I'm not enough into the horror movies to understand this. They
don't want like new blood here.
No. Yeah. Sometimes they want like the classic and some of the storylines to stay from the classic, and you can't, veer off core. I don't know. So we're watching it, and she goes, huh. That is amazing. Wow, I never heard this before. And she says, did you know for the original Halloween movie, they used a mask from, what's his name from Star Trek?
William Shatner.
William Shatner. She goes, they use a William Shatner mask for the Halloween mask.
And you go, you don't listen to the show, do you?
I said, I've done that today. I learned about 20 times, Courtney. I never picked up on it, but she was so blown away when she learned it on her own, just surfing through the Wikipedia entry.
Did you get paid for that?
I don't know.
To use his likeness?
It's kind of strange because he was technically in the movie. Technically, he was there, but I don't know if he got paid for it. There is an awkward situation developing in Arkansas. Tell me what you would do in this scenario if it played out for you. An Arkansas woman shows up to the store, an Easy Mart, and goes inside the Easy Mart, and it's her father-in-law, and she says it's his birthday, or it says ex-father-in-law. So it's this person's birthday, and she wants to buy him a gift, and she has the gift all ready to go, and she buys him a lottery ticket as well, right? And then as she's getting the gift ready for her ex-father-in-law, that's a weird situation that you're giving that person a gift, but while she's getting the gift ready for the ex-father-in-law, she goes to stick the lottery ticket in there, and it won't fit in. It won't fit into the package that she has the right way.
All right.
So she says, screw it, I'll just keep the lottery ticket. And she scratches off the lottery ticket and wins $75,000. And
so don't share with anyone that was supposed to be your father-in-law's ticket.
Yeah, Paula Penn of Arkansas, why would you go out and tell people that? Why would you share that with a single soul? Because now if I'm the ex-father-in-law, I'm like, hey, hang on a second. That was supposed to be for me. That would have been my $75,000. Says Penn said she ended up keeping a $75,000 scratch-off ticket because it wouldn't fit in the envelope with his birthday card and some other tickets. That ticket really stood out to me because of the diamonds on it. I love diamond mining in my spare time. All right.
So it has nothing to do with your ex-father-in-law.
No. She ended up scratching the ticket off at work and discovered it was a $75,000 winner. I asked my boss and coworkers to confirm the win, and the owner gave me permission to leave for the day to come to Little Rock and redeem my prize. My ex-father-in-law is definitely going to get a kick out of this story, she said. The winner said the prize money will allow her to pay off her debt and take a vacation. And I could also quit my second job as an Uber driver, she says. But it was almost somebody else's monies before she decided to scratch it off herself.
Had her ex-husband not divorced her, maybe it would have been his birthday gift.
Yeah, maybe that one more lottery ticket would have been forced into the envelope, and then the person would have been doing real well. Either way, I don't know, man. That's why gifting lotto tickets is kind of weird.
Says the guy who only gifts lotto tickets.
I know, but I know you're not going to win if I buy them for you. It's just my luck with lotto tickets is that god-awful bad. But if I gave you a lottery ticket and you won $1 million, 55% of me would be so happy for you. 30% of me would be a little bit happy for you. But 25% of me would be a little bit angry that I didn't scratch that one and I didn't get the $1 million from the scratch-off ticket. I think there's no way you don't feel that way. Like if I bought C-Lane a scratch-off ticket for his birthday today and I go, here you go, bud. And he scratches, he goes,
That's
oh
more
my
than 100%,
God.
I think you just added up to, but that works.
No, I say, what I did 45 and then what? Was it
55, 25, and 30.
Oh, whatever. My numbers were wrong. Who cares? So if I bought C-Lane a scratch-off ticket today and he won $1 million on it, I would be like, damn, that's so awesome. But also, I had the $1 million ticket. I had it in my hand, and I almost scratched it.
Would it not piss you off more if this was the case? You bought me a scratch-off ticket, but you also bought yourself one because you're at the store, you're getting scratch-off tickets. Why not get yourself one? Mm-hmm. And you handed one to me, and you kept one for yourself. You didn't have any rhyme or reason as to which one you picked. It's just like the one in this hand goes to me and the one in this hand goes to you, and I win $1 million. And all you would have had to do was switch hands, and now you're $1 million richer.
I'm not lying to you when I say I would be so happy for you. But, like, we would be lying, I think, to ourselves.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
You'd be lying to yourself if you didn't say, like, oh, something inside you would be like, damn it, man. I was so close. Like, I could have had that. You would have to regret that a little tiny bit. Here is some dispatches for you. You can send yours. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, and let's see what you got on your mind today. Here is Muff Mouth talking about C-Lane's birthday song.
Ha-ha. What's going down, junkies? Happy birthday, C-Lane!
This guy.
Come on.
Yeah.
Gonna have a party. On behalf of C-Lane, gonna have a party. No, we're gonna party today.
And you are really digging deep for that Monday energy. Good for you.
He had it. I like that. Let's go over to, man, there's so many of these to play today. Let's talk to the Ozman.
It's the whole thing with us younger millennials and the start of Gen Z, where Halloween is our favorite holiday. So the boomers and everybody make it to where Christmas is, 2, 3, 4 months long. We want at least 2 months of spooky season. So, I
know eventually it's just going to be like the second half of the year is Halloween, Christmas.
Why not?
Just stretch
Screw you,
this out.
Thanksgiving.
People are like, I got too many problems. There's annoying things to deal with. I want something to make my life a little more fun. Who could blame him for that? Here's A4 Amazing talking about the letter to the judge situation.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Happy Monday, News Junkie, and out in the world. Great show.
Thank you.
This is A4 Amazing. As far as public records and letters to the judge, this is the Sunshine State. I didn't catch if you were talking about a court case somewhere else.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm only speaking about Florida. I have written a letter to the judge before because someone needed the judge to see that this person was cared about, that it just wasn't, whatever the police report says, there was more to it. So absolutely, there's more than one side to any court case.
Right. Well, look, here's the thing about this. She's talking about the Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis apologizing for writing a letter, a character letter to the judge in the case that was going on in California. That's where it was. It was in California. I think there's like two main ways people digest this. And the first way, the way I digest it, is I don't see writing a character letter to a judge as absolving anybody of the crime that they've committed. I see writing a character letter as to the judge, reaching out for somebody who at least at some point in time you were friends with and or loved ones, maybe it's a family member or whatever, and you say, okay, you've had your court case, your jury has decided decisively and landed on a guilty verdict, but here's other things that you might want to know about this person that you're about to sentence. So I don't believe it's absolving the person of any guilt at all, or it doesn't have to be necessarily. The other people go, the crime is so horrid, so horrendous, that writing a letter, which might result in somebody getting a shorter prison time for it, makes you almost just as bad as the person committing the crime in the first place. That's the sort of categories that people fall into. I think that's like a super emotional way to look at this. I think that if that's the way you take it in, fine, but it's not the way I process it. And if it happened to somebody who was very, very close to me, and it happened to somebody who was like my family member, even if they were accused of murder, if they said, hey, Sean, I need you to write a character letter, I'd be like, aside from the murder, here are the things that I know about this person. If the judge wants to consider their past.
Like if your sister murdered?
Yeah.
What if she murdered Elvis?
It'd be fun.
Poor Elvis.
No, I love Elvis. He was a dog with character.
What if she just took that little chonk out to the backyard?
He'd take 4 or 5 shots to take down, I think. He was like a little buffalo dog. He was big.
He would catch the bullet in his mouth and swallow it whole.
Probably. That dog was something fierce, man. Let's see. One more. Here is Swilly. I don't know what he's talking about, but we'll see.
I got to disagree with you on that point, bud. There are just things that you don't do as a human being. And if you do those things, you are immediately discounted and are not worthy of. It's not worth recognizing the rest of the things that you've done.
He's talking about the letter.
I could have a guy who lives a perfect life. He's nice to everybody, does everything right, and he commits a crime like murder or rape, and that's it. The rest of your life does not deserve to be recognized. It's like making a batch of brownies and putting just a little tiny bit of poop in it.
All right, okay. I'm going to stop you there with the poop brownies. We'll stop with that comparison. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we've got to get to a problem with getting new cars. This could be an issue, and I want us to all have this on our radar and talk about this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Help us help you fight the bot wars on your feed.
Surrender peacefully. Resistance is futile.
Find us and like us. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. They specialize in one-of-a-kind custom-designed jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your week is off to a great start on this Monday. And right now, on the major highways and roads of Orlando, of course, your usual delay east and westbound, approaching State Road 535, but no issues the rest of I-4. East and westbound of the 408 is also clear, thankfully, and north and southbound of the Turnpike as well. No issues reported north or south on the Greenway either, and you'll be happy to know the same does go for the 429 toll. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. With your report, I'm Brian Black.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
Football is back, and BetOnline.net is your #1 information source for all your sports wagering info with all the up-to-the-minute stats, news, scores, and matchup breakdowns. Get the latest game odds, spreads, and totals from pro football and college football at your fingertips with BetOnline real-time updates. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Everything gets better when you're a Dunkin' Rewards member. Yes, even Mondays, because every Monday of this month, you get a free medium, hot, or iced coffee with purchase. Not a member? Join on the app. Order now for a better Monday. America runs on Dunkin'. Limit 1 per member per Monday. Additional charges, exclusions, and terms may apply. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
After an accident, it's important to hire an attorney right away. Evidence can disappear quickly. Sure, you could wait to hire an attorney later and see how things turn out, but delays never make a case better. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
At Checkers, I'm in the driver's seat. So when there's a tough call, I gotta make it. Like this $3.49 deal. Do I want a checker burger and small fries? Or do I want a spicy chicken sandwich and small fries? Or do I want a crispy fish sandwich and small fries? Whatever I want for just $3.49. Oh man, Oh, sounds like everyone behind me's in the driver's seat, too. Now half off regular-sized classic slushies.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Your industry is unique. It faces its own challenges and risks that set it apart. That means choosing just any insurance company just won't cut it. At The Hartford, we take pride in knowing the ins and outs of your industry and help provide solutions that suit how you do business, from liability and property insurance to workers' comp and more. At The Hartford, we don't just talk about specialization, we live it. Learn how The Hartford can help your business at thehartford.com.
Did you suffer through 2022 with a terrible bathroom? You wanted to make that call to Rebath in Mid-Florida. You just couldn't do it. Well, make 2023 the year that you finally do pick up that phone and let these guys show you what they can do. And what they can do is amazing. Take a bathroom that you hate, it's old, it's out of date, doesn't look great, doesn't really complement your home, and turn that into a magical spa-like environment that you begin or end every day in, and it makes you super happy. Here's the great thing. They do this with their employees. They do it in just 4 to 6 days, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And guys, these products are simply amazing. Natural stone, travertine marble, all those beautiful colors. But it's the quality of the products that you've got to feel when you go to the showroom. 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Stop in, feel that quality, picture that in your house. That can happen. They're exceptionally good at it. Let them design a bathroom that you are going to love using their products, your ideas, their ideas. And next thing you know, their craftsmen will have it installed and you will love it. 2023 is the year that you get a new bathroom courtesy of Rebath, midfla.com.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Tuesdays.
We'll find out who loves football.
Inside the NFL has a new home, and it's only on the CW.
We got to win every time we step on the field. I'm excited that we back. Let's go!
And now it's for everyone.
Dominate from the first step to the last step.
With new host Ryan Clark and analysts Channing Crowder, Chad Johnson, Jay Cutler.
What a play.
The all-new Inside the NFL.
Touchdown!
Tuesdays at 8, 7 Central. Stream free next day. Now on the CW.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
This Earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Start driving the truck that you deserve today. Visit nationstrucks.com right now. No payments until 2024 with approved credit.
I don't see any way that this ends without cars getting even more expensive. It just seems like that's inevitable to me because the summer of strikes, I guess you could call this, right? There's so many strikes going on. The actors, the writers. There was a big problem in, what was the other huge union that was just about to, and they made a deal at last minute? FedEx?
Was it? Or UPS?
I might have been UPS. It was one of the two of those. They really got close.
I thought Broadway came pretty close too, right?
Yes, Broadway was like last minute. They made some kind of deal and stuff, and everybody just very narrowly averted a huge strike. And these strikes, they have a lot of different purposes. They're usually going after a list of demands. But if this happens the way the unions want it to for the big giant automakers, and I'm talking about GM and Ford, the union is now demanding an immediate 20% raise for all workers, and then 4 additional raises of 5% each. Taken together, they would increase hourly pay by over 46% over the 4-year life of the contract. So this means everybody who works at GM and Ford, if they got what they wanted here, gets almost a 50% raise on what they're making right now. There's no way that doesn't make the price of a car more expensive. There's no way that doesn't get passed on to everybody else if that happens.
Great.
And we already have the worst car market situation in generations of all time, actually, because if you look backwards, there's no way that there's any other time where there was more of a disparity between the average American salary and the cost to buy a new vehicle.
And how
right?
much longer are they going to blame, the line? There's issue with having all the, what was like the big term during COVID? Was the
supply chain?
The supply chain.
Right, yeah. I don't think they're blaming that in this case. I think they're just saying they don't want to be replaced by robots, which is what's going to happen if the employees are so expensive that it screws up the marketplace.
Aren't a lot of those car jobs already robots?
A lot of them are. I think much more than used to be the case. Like, you look at these folks, and they're out there piecing together. They'll usually have like one job in the process. Like, I put the doors on. I put the, I put the wheels on the car. That's my job. You like have one thing that you do throughout the process of all of this. And all those people are now demanding through the union, they want more money. And those wages will obviously make things more expensive down the line. And if you think that GM's going to lower their profits, that probably isn't going to happen either. It's just not the way this situation goes. They said they think there will eventually be a deal that the union leadership can accurately describe as a win for its members, even if it falls short of their current demands. But that's what they're asking for out there. And that's most of the big car makers that would be affected by that if that was the case. Kathy says, damn electric cars. I don't know what they have to do with this. That's got nothing to do with this situation.
What's next? An Impossible Burger?
You still need people to put the electric cars together.
Yeah, you do. Well, for now, until you got the whole damn thing automated, and they're going to automate so many things. I was watching this stupid show. I was laying in bed just trying to like wake up slowly, and I was watching Modern Marvels on YouTube.
Ooh.
Oh, were you?
No. It was. It's one of those shows that's just chill. It's relaxing, and they tell you about something like they'll say, here's how making a car works, how the assembly process works. And then they'll show you like all the machines that they use and how intricate some of these things are. It's just mind blowing that they're able to do it. And then they only have to buy the machine one time. And then you just have a smaller staff of people that is in charge of fixing the machines when they break, because that's just an easier way to look at things and to operate your business, I guess. All right, we'll go over to you and your dispatches in just a moment. Crazy Drunk Cat Lady says they want their pensions brought back. Sean didn't read the whole article. The article is not about the pensions portion of it. It's about the salary increase that these folks are requesting. And that is one among many things, like any other situation where a union is going up against an industry where they start their demands high and then they battle it out. We'll see where it all ends up. Meanwhile, look what's happening in Portugal. This is crazy, man. I put this up on See It Now because it's a visual. A wine factory had a bit of a burst.
Whoa.
Look at this.
Oh, wow.
There's a river of wine in this neighborhood.
I would be at the end of it with my mouth open.
Just sliding down this thing. I mean, that's wild. It looks like a hurricane situation.
A lot of wine.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find out how many gallons this was.
What do you think would be the problem with just maybe taking a cup out there and just skimming right off the top?
I would do a Home Depot bucket.
Maybe not like, well, if you're doing the whole bucket, then you're going to have to take that home and probably filter some of the crap out of it. but because it's picking up some sediment along the way. Maybe you're just skimming a little bit off the top.
And it becomes buck chuck.
Just to kind of take a little sniff, maybe see what the legs look like.
This story says 600,000 gallons of red wine flows through a Portuguese town after a spill, triggering environmental warning. They said locals of a small town in coastal Portugal were left stunned when a river of red wine flowed through their streets on Sunday after 2 tanks owned by Levira Distillery, which were carrying a whopping 600,000 gallons of the booze, suddenly gave way. And it is something to behold. The spill was so massive, the wine that escaped could have filled an Olympic-sized swimming pool, triggering an environmental alert, they said.
What would be the impact on the environment? I mean, I don't know.
I'm
if
trying to
that's a
see.
stupid question, but...
It probably, depending on where the wine ended up, if it went into a lake, it could affect the pH of the lake and kill all the fish or just get them drunk.
Yeah, because they diverted it away from the river. They didn't want it to go in the river, so that probably is what they were worried about. And they jumped into action to stop all this. Go check it out because the visual is pretty stunning. It's over on the See It Now section of the newsjunkie.com. Just tap that in the menu, and bam, you are ready to go. Wanted to work in a couple of dispatches, but we'll have to do that with jury duty next. And we have some pretty big updates on stories we've been following. Plus, a first grader's in trouble for the dumbest reason that I've seen in, well, at least a couple of weeks. What did he do? You're going to find out. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Facebook, more than a place to remind you of birthdays. Find us and like us. Real Radio 104.1 on Facebook is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
So did the Cowboys show us their NFC contenders after their blowout win over the Giants? Dallas suffocated New York from the jump. The Cowboys defense harassed and limited the very limited Daniel Jones all night. It was so easy, Dak didn't have to do anything except stay out of the way. That's when he's at his best. Now we'll see if they can do it against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Owning a Mercedes-Benz EV isn't just extraordinary, it's extra easy. With full remote access to your vehicle from your phone via the Mercedes Me Connect app, the vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more. MBUSA.com/EQ.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Get ready to save with Spectrum One. You get Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds for $49.99 a month, free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security, and a free Spectrum mobile line with unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Go to spectrum.com/save more and use the Spectrum One savings calculator to see how much you can save today. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Celebrate National Bourbon Heritage Month at Christner's Prime Steak and Lobster. Enhance your legendary dining experience with an array of Christner's custom bourbons. Try the new Heaven's Door barrel-aged old-fashioned cocktail and enjoy the signature Heaven's Door profile of sweet citrus and dry spice, followed by allspice and a hint of sherry. Ask your server or our in-house sommelier for custom bourbon selections and pairings. Every day is a special occasion at Christner's. Visit Christner'sPrimeSteakandLobster.com for reservations.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. As a parent, of course, nobody wants to see their child start having vision problems at only 18 years old. But that's exactly what happened with my son. With his active lifestyle, glasses and contacts were not going to work. That's why I suggested the Filatowski Eye Institute. They have the latest state-of-the-art technology, minimally invasive, fast recovery times. Simply text 1041 to 868686. Schedule that appointment today. Find out what these guys can do for you. They even offer 24-month interest-free financing. Text 1041 to 868686 and let the Filatowski Eye Institute get you started on a path to better vision today.
Healthcare.gov is here for you when life happens. If you lost your health coverage because of turning 26, going off Medicaid, leaving your job, or moving, you could be eligible to enroll in new coverage now. And if you need to update your coverage because of marriage or having a baby, you could also be eligible. But don't wait. There's a limited time to enroll. Check your eligibility at healthcare.gov today. Life happens. Get covered. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free, anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password,
for you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
It's Sizzly time at Wawa. And you know what that means? All your favorite Sizzlies are just 2 for $5. Like their new Pancake Sizzly. Great mornings start at Wawa.
Don't miss our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Are you ready?
See Foo Fighters, Kelly Clarkson, Tim McGraw, and many more. Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd.
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming October 11th.
Just a moment. And one of these stories is a wild one with a very interesting twist in it. We'll get to that in a moment. Don't forget, if you want to join us on the show, you can send us what we call a dispatch. I got those teed up. We'll probably get into them at the beginning of the next hour to get you involved in the show. And if you're a first-timer, we'd love to hear from you. It's easy to record one, and you can do it right over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right, let's get into it. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE, or go to justcallmo.com. Don't forget, if you get into an accident or if you get injured at work, you have lots of attorneys that you could go to. but I would think that you would want one that's going to give you personal time and is going to hear your story and then is going to fight for you and be fully prepared to go up against the billion-dollar insurance companies. So many people end up with a settlement way smaller than they actually deserve, or just taking an offer from the insurance companies before you can add a couple zeros to that offer, and you'll see what you will get with an actual attorney fighting for you. So just call Mo.com. And don't forget, the Mo Comedy Jam is going down this weekend, right?
Yeah, on Friday.
This weekend on Friday. Go to MoComedyJam.com. So here's the story I was talking about. I want to bring up the whole story so we get all the details here, because I thought this was kind of fascinating, and it just came down this weekend. They said a North Dakota man was sentenced to 5 years in prison for running over and killing a teenager last year. So first things first, that seems like an incredibly short sentence for somebody who ran over and killed a teenager with their truck. That doesn't seem to add up to me. It's the judge's reasoning, though, that really gets to me. And I'll tell you about that in a second. But here's from the Associated Press. A North Dakota man was sentenced Friday to 5 years in prison for running over and killing an 18-year-old after a small-town street dance last year in a case that drew the attention of Donald Trump after the driver initially claimed the teen was a, quote, Republican extremist who threatened him. So,
sorry, street dance? Yeah, small town street dance was where I was caught off guard.
I do not know what that is. This is some sort of footloose town, maybe, and they're dancing in the streets?
The teenagers just walk out into the crosswalk.
Sharks and the Jets? I don't know what's going on. So it says small town street dance, but then they said the driver initially claimed the teen that he ran over was a Republican extremist, and then that's why he drove over him with his truck. So Trump took the bait and started running with it. Shannon Brandt, that's the name of the guy who was driving the truck. He's from Glenfield, North Dakota. He pleaded guilty in May to manslaughter in connection with Kaylor Ellingson's death in September 2022 in McHenry, North Dakota. Brandt initially claimed he ran Ellingston over after a political argument and that the teen had threatened him and was part of a radical group, according to court documents. Authorities soon afterwards said there was little evidence of a political nature to the case. So when they looked into this, they were like, this kid wasn't political at all. This had nothing to do with politics. But the guy in the truck, for some reason, thought the person he was running over was like a Trump supporter and wanted to run over him.
I would double check that before running over somebody or just not doing it at all.
And he called 911, and you hear in the 911 call, he's like, yeah, there's this right-wing guy. You hear him saying this, and then he ends up running over this kid and crushing his solar plexus and just killing him. And it says the case drew national attention and social media outcry for its alleged political event. Again, the kid wasn't political. Trump denounced the supposed political circumstances of Ellingston's death in a rally short afterwards. So now we got to get to why on earth did he only get 5 years for running over a human being and killing them? And that is where the swerve comes. A state district court judge on Friday sentenced Brandt to 5 years in prison with credit for nearly a year served, followed by 3 years supervised probation and a year-long suspension of his driver's license. The charge's maximum penalty is 10 years in prison, a $20,000 fine, or both. So what happened here was, it turns out that this guy, Shannon Brandt, who was in the truck and drove over and killed this other person, was autistic. And so he told the judge, this, look, my client is autistic. The judge brought in some expert. The expert confirmed, yes, this person is on the spectrum. This is an autistic person. And the judge spent most of his time before the sentencing talking about how the man behind the wheel was on the spectrum. And therefore, he didn't know what he was doing when he hit the gas pedal and ran over and killed this person.
What? Was it his car? Did he have a license?
It was his truck. He did have a license, but the judge excused these behaviors in some ways with a lighter sentence by saying that it was because he was autistic and he didn't know the consequences of hitting the gas pedal. If the judge really believed that, okay? The judge really, truly believed that it was autism that was the reason why this happened, and not like this guy freaked out, made a bad decision, thought some political stuff was going on, and hit the gas and killed a human being. Then why would you only suspend his license, his driver's license, for a year? If you're autistic and that was the reason you ran over and killed a human being, you don't get to drive ever again. At the very least,
you don't get a 3 strikes when you've killed somebody. Just even if they chalk it all up to autism and say, all right, this is the small sentence you're going to get, the license goes. Goodbye.
Yeah, I would think that would be like a bare minimum here. It says he was initially charged with criminal vehicular homicide, which was later dropped. He was then charged with murder and later pleaded guilty to manslaughter. Brand had also been charged with leaving the scene of the fatality, since dismissed in a plea deal. So he not only killed this kid and he fled the scene and everything, but he got all of those charges dismissed and got it knocked down to a 5-year sentence because of this autism thing. Here's some more to add to the pile here. Brand had been drinking before the argument with Ellingson, whom he struck and knocked down with his SUV after a verbal argument, driving over his torso and legs. Ellingson was on the ground when he was fatally injured, according to an affidavit. Brandt called 911 and told the dispatcher he hit a man with his vehicle and requested an ambulance. He allegedly left the scene before officers arrived and was later arrested at his home in Glenfield, where officers found him, quote, visibly intoxicated, according to the affidavit.
Right. And the guy just gets 5 years.
5 years he gets.
That's
5 years.
Insane, man.
And the judge cites the autism thing, which, what? I can't make any sense of this at all. He was
drunk.
The
judge is not, like, his level of expertise should not be autism or the mental capacity of that person. Like, he's just supposed to be acting as judge. That's why you get an expert witness.
Or how about this? How about, I've known a lot of autistic people. There's a lot of autistic people out there.
Hanging out, John.
They don't run over and kill human beings while they're drunk. This is not something that is something that comes along with being autistic. That's just not true. It's not the furthest thing from the truth. But this guy was drunk, didn't know what was going on, and just plowed over somebody. And that's the defense for this? It's so weird to me. If you want to look up more about it, the guy's name is Shannon Brandt, Brandt, of North Dakota, who got what I think is an incredibly soft sentence from this judge, and we'll see what you think. Maybe that was too light, or do you agree that because he's autistic, this should be different? Let me know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch. The hippie Whoa Vicky on Twitch says, is his license suspended for a year when he's released or effective immediately, LOL? I think it's after all the other stuff. So I think it's like, well, maybe when he's released. Hold on. How did they phrase that? Let me go back to the actual sentence.
I wouldn't imagine that they would have some sort of loophole where his license is going to be suspended during a time where he will be incarcerated and unable to use it.
Yeah. It says a state's district court judge on Friday sentenced Brandt to 5 years in prison with a credit for nearly a year served. So he's only got 4 more tops, followed by 3 years supervised probation and a year-long suspension of his driver's license. So after his prison time, he only loses his license for 1 year. That seems really weird. I don't know what's going on with that, honestly. This is also weird. Let's work this in real quick. What do they call it in baseball when you can't pitch right? The yips? Is that what they call that?
Oh, yeah, the yips. I thought that wasn't just a baseball thing. That was like all sorts of sports, because the yips is very common in golf, I think.
I've had days where I've just been trying to do something and I screw it up. Yes. I've had days on this show where I know you listen to me and you go, this guy's definitely one of the greatest broadcasters of all time. But sometimes every once in a while, the wheels fall off and then you attempt something 3-4 times and just fail miserably every single time at it.
The yips for me is when I'm good at sports.
Is everything okay with Sea-Line?
This picture, watch him. I put this up on See It Now for everybody else. So check it out at thenewsjunkie.com. Tell me this guy's not having a bad day. This is 3 consecutive pitches, right? Pitch 1.
Okay,
he fell on his face.
That had to be on purpose.
No. The guy fell on his face and the ball went so far out. I'll go back here. He falls on his face and it just goes way off to the left. I mean, like completely nowhere near the batter. So he goes to redeem himself. Second pitch.
The scoring position. And he throws
it high. The catcher misses that one. Somebody scores at home. Third pitch.
And another one goes to the
My God.
That is Yip City.
That's 3 in a row, man. Oh, my God.
That's a professional baseball player?
Yeah, poor guy. He's probably just having a...
Give him a CAT scan immediately.
He's having a tough day. He's not able to put the ball in the catcher's mitt, which is where it's supposed to go.
He is the mayor of Yip Town.
Yeah, man, he's probably getting paid a lot of money, too, even though he can't really get the ball where it needs to be. Quick break. We'll be back in just a second. I want to get to that first grader who I did not fit in jury duty. He got in trouble, suspended from school for something, but is it actually bad? We'll decide together. Let's see what you think. That's coming up next in the news, Junkie.
Real Radio 104.1 is 30 years old. Guess it's time to move out of our parents' guest house. Garage. Thanks for keeping the dream alive over 3 decades.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your week is off to a great start on this Monday. And right now, on the major highways and roads of Orlando, a few things going on you should know about. The first, an incident has the off-ramp right lane blocked if you're westbound on I-4 approaching Colonial Drive. Of course, your usual delay east and westbound approaching State Road 535, but not due to an incident. And thankfully, we're clear north and southbound on the Turnpike, and the same does go for the Greenway. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee. It's the grand opening of Mattress Warehouse, now open to the public, with savings up to 70% on brand name mattresses and free delivery. Visit them on Flora Boulevard in Kissimmee. MattressWarehouse.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
This summer was awesome, but brutal on your lawn. Now it's fall and your lawn needs a quick boost. That's where Scott's Turf Builder comes in. Scott's Turf Builder makes it easy to give your lawn the nutrients it needs to help repair the damage that summer fun caused and strengthen your roots till spring. Guaranteed. Feed and repair your lawn now and enjoy yourself long into the fall. Pick up a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guarded Ace today.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
You know that expression, the grass is always greener on the other side? Well, with Massey Services, it's literally true. Why? Because Massey does what the others don't. Every lawn is unique. So Massey starts with a detailed analysis and then builds a customized plan to prevent and control weeds, diseases, and harmful pests. Then they aerate to ensure water and nutrients reach the roots of your lawn. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Getting a Jersey Mike's sub top Mike's way with onion, lettuce, tomatoes, oregano, and the juice is the bee's knees. Actually, it's better than the bee's knees. I mean, what's the purpose of knees on bees? They don't crouch, they just buzz around. But Mike's Way has a purpose, topping your sub the authentic Jersey way. It's the cat's pajamas. Wait, cats don't wear pajamas. Mike's Way is better. Let's just leave it at that. Get your sub top Mike's Way. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
If your business is looking to add talent to your team, sign up for the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair. The Job Fair will be promoted across iHeartMedia's 13 Central Florida radio stations that reach nearly 2 million people. Get the word out about your open positions and attract top talent. Join us at the Orlando Science Center Wednesday, October 11th, from noon to 4 p.m. For more information on how your business can participate, go to fljobsnow.com and click on the Get More Info tab. That's fljobsnow.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Today's news requires more facts, more context, and more analysis. The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
Let 2J's do the cooking for Rosh Hashanah. Our prefix meal includes matzo ball soup, an appetizer, entree, dessert, and coffee or tea. All for just $29.99. Reserve your seat today or order online at 2J's.com. Rosh Hashanah at 2J's. It's simply great food.
As America's largest injury law firm, size is our strength. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Find out at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
What's up, sluts? We'll get to your dispatches. All right. Just a moment. It's a thing, man. The story says that Gen Z is reclaiming the word slut.
Oh,
You're
good.
taking it back.
Not Gen Z. I hate to break it to you.
I'm so
far.
close.
No,
I'm not so far away. I'm in the next generation. We're right there. We're
on the cusp of the generation before millennial. You're an elder millennial.
Or am I not a millennial?
You're an elder
Well, you
millennial.
are a slut. I didn't ask you that. I said, am I or am I not a millennial?
All right, let's do this again because I'm pretty sure some list will put you at Gen. What's the one before that?
Gen X. Nobody ever
dude.
cares about Gen X.
You were okay. It's literally 1965 to 1980. You were the first generation of millennial, the first year.
Am I or am I not a millennial?
You are old AF. You can't say
I'm a
sluts.
millennial. You just can't say it right, and you can't admit to it. You know that I'm a millennial. You see it in front of you. And what's the next generation to millennial? Gen Z. So we're like so close. I'm so close to these kids. We hang out. I go to the high school football games and whatnot.
When does Gen Z start?
Gen Z starts in 97.
Damn.
Jeez, that's so
How old were you in 1997, Sean?
16.
Right.
I was 16 years old. Yeah. This kind of thing comes into play far too often when Courtney and I are talking about something. I'll say something, she'll be like, oh, I was 10 when that happened. And I'll be like, oh.
I was Frosted Tips and Jankos.
Probably, yeah. Around that time, sure. The word slut, they're taking it back. They said, we cannot have this any longer. And people are using the word slut to be an insult, specifically hurled at women and used to shame them. But the next generation of women is reclaiming it right now.
Amber Rose tried that years ago.
Take it back, slut?
Yeah. Slut walk.
We're doing with sluts the same thing we did with bitches. Like, oh, here's me and my bitches.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
Some drinks with some bitches.
Can we take back the C word, or is that not going to happen?
I'm ready for it. Let's go.
Take it back. The C word is going to be hard, man. I'll tell you, you could call somebody a slut. You could call somebody a bitch, but you drop the C word on that person, and almost everybody's going to punch you in the face. It's just one of those ones that gets a reaction for some reason.
I think it's one of my favorite words the last couple of years.
The C word?
The C word. Absolutely.
It has big punch behind it. Like,
Depends
it just
on how you use
feels
it. Yeah.
I mean, it's the C and then the T, you know. I mean,
but the N is the one that really gets you.
They said, you knew they were Generation Z. Oh, let me go back because they do one of these paint the picture things. Recently, I was at a crowded pub, in Sydney's CBD. Recently, when I saw a gaggle of girls arrive, all dressed to the nines and furiously snapping selfies and laughing at each other's jokes.
Oh, no.
You knew they were Gen Z because their skirts were plaid, their jeans were low-waisted, and their makeup was verging on ugly. Let's go.
And this person thinks that they could call them sluts after calling them ugly?
Well, they're talking about them calling themselves this. They said, let's go, sluts. One screamed like a war cry.
And
Suddenly,
this old fart was like, I'm going to write an article about
they're
it.
taking it back. Suddenly, the gaggle of girls collected their things and headed off to the next venue. It dawned on me the word wasn't being used like an insult, but rather like a provocative term of endearment between the two.
Embarrassing.
This person sounds like...
What's this person's name? Tell me you have the
Mary Madigan. Mary, M-A-R-Y, Madigan, M-A-D-I-G-A-N. I'm getting boomer vibes off of this.
Yeah.
Reclaiming the word slut is bigger than just what I overheard. It's actually so big it's become a business. There's a brand called Sluts Redefined that markets merchandise to young women with words that are traditionally used to insult women emblazoned on their clothes and accessories.
You know what? This is really like just double hits the mark, is because not only do they want to reclaim sluts, they think it's cool. This is going to piss off their parents so bad. Mm-hmm. They'll be like, no, you don't call each other sluts. That's awful. And you're like, oh no. Now we're the two birds with one stone.
Stupid whores.
Yeah, the problem is you can't ever really reclaim a word. You can only reclaim it until somebody uses it against you in its intended form with aggression, and then you realize, yep, still got that shudder to it. So here's a for instance. If you were saying to all your friends, like, hey, slut, what's up, slut? You know, we're just slutting around on a Thursday or whatever. And you're like, we're taking it back, and don't get away from the computer. You don't take any of the stuff that I'm saying in this segment, please. So you say this, and you're like, okay, we're taking the word back. We're taking the word back. All of a sudden, some guy from across the room comes over and stares you down and says, you stupid slut, get away from my table. It's gone. Everything you did to try to reclaim the word is gone because that person was using it in the evil intended way to get a rise out of you. And it's probably still going to get a rise out of you, I would think. A first grader in Birmingham, Alabama, in a story much safer for me to talk about.
What did this stupid slut do?
This is a 6-year-old, so hopefully not a slut.
All right.
The parent of a 6-year-old is trying to get justice for their child after he was suspended from school for playing with another student by pointing their fingers like a gun at one another. Jared Belcher says neither he nor his 6-year-old son had any issues with the Jefferson County school system until last Friday, when he got a call from his son's school asking for him to be picked up because his son had been suspended. I sat down and asked her, can you tell me what happened? And she proceeds to tell me my son and another boy, they were playing with each other and they were using their index fingers as a gun. That is a class 3 violation, friends.
Right.
Can't do that. You got the finger bangs out. They're really going to crack down on that. They said, I asked her, did he threaten anybody? No. Was there violence? No. Was there any indication of a current or future threat? No. I said, well, this kind of seems benign to me. It sounds like two students playing. And she said, but in this climate, in this day and age, in this economy, we have to take all incidents very seriously.
No, you do. You have to take the actual incidents very seriously. Like, it's amazing that we have stuff like this. Kids get expelled for the old finger gun action at the recess yard. But then when they post on their Facebook or their Snapchat that they're going to shoot up the school, then it's like we had no idea it was coming, despite the red flags that we saw coming.
Yeah, I was going to say it's the dumbest thing. It's so far worse than that. It really, truly is. It's like we crack down on things that have nothing to do with the problem that you're trying and attempting to solve. A kid with his index finger like a gun, this is not saving anything. This is not fixing anything. But then when there's like every indication, I'll take you back to that 6-year-old kid who had an actual gun at school.
That's what I was thinking of, like, during this whole story. Is like, but meanwhile, the kid who brought a real gun, whose administrators were told that the kid had a real gun, they had every opportunity to keep him from shooting his teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Still got to shoot the teacher.
Yeah.
Not with finger guns. A real gun.
If he would have dared pull out a finger gun in class, they would have tackled his ass and sent him off to jail. So be done with.
Does that mean, I know they teach you when you get a job, I don't think either two of you have had a theme park job.
I was about to say a job. I'm like, how dare you?
No, I've had many jobs, but not a theme park.
When you get
I
a
would have
theme
loved it.
the park job, they teach you can't point at people because that's bad. Right?
To use all your fingers?
You have to use all the fingers. So, much like that, are we going to have to use just full handgun? Just like...
It's like a Uzi.
Yeah.
That's still wrong, though, because now you've just turned the mechanism of the gun from your finger. Yeah. Your whole arm is the gun now.
It's like the robot. We look, all of us, ridiculous on the street.
We get that kid out of class and put him behind bars for the rest of his life. Everybody. I think she was firing that at everybody involved here. Yeah, man. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
37 years old today. Do you feel it? You feel older today?
Sometimes. You know, when new things start hurting, you're like, oh gosh.
I offered him birthday lunches like usually I would, but I'm just not that hungry.
Wasn't
today.
hungry.
And I'm like,
what?
You okay, man?
I'm also trying to save up the room.
Oh, we're doing big birthday dinner tonight.
Big birthday.
Oh, nice. Where are you going? You care to say?
Kobe.
Oh, nice.
Kobe's one you got to save up that room for. I get that. Yeah. That's like going to Melting Pot. If you have like a lunch before that, it's not going to work
I say
out.
we show up and we're like 2 tables away. We're like, then you're going to be here. Let's get some chairs together.
And then I hope. What happens if we do that is we get into the situation that I've always envied. When you have one table at the restaurant where it seems way more fun than every other table involved.
That absolutely will happen.
Like, they have the best chef, and he's doing, that girl is on fire.
And he's squirting the stuff in your mouth.
Yeah. Oh, party chef. And then C-Line's got boring old chef. He's got this.
There's no way I have boring chef.
Some guy named Tom.
I'll be like, no.
Make him the center of attention. They're going to throw everything in his mouth.
Make moves, Tom.
Slut.
I don't want Tom.
Some kid who was born in Charlotte or something. He's like, that's got no Asian in his body. It doesn't deserve to be at this grill. The hibachi is not his home. That's who I hope you get. No, I hope your birthday is great, actually.
Thank you.
I hope you have a fantastic time. You gonna get that white sauce?
Yeah.
That sounds weird.
Yeah.
Sorry for asking.
So slutty of you to say.
The white sauce at Kobe is good, though, man. That's good stuff. All right. Before we get to your dispatches, people are not very happy in the workplace right now. They said U.S. employees, this is from the Morning Brew, aren't doing so hot right now. They are the unhappiest they've been in years. The finding joins a growing list of recent surveys that show workers feel unmotivated and disengaged at work.
What else is new? They come out with this every year.
It's worse now, they say. Of the 57,000 workers across 1,600 companies that were part of the survey, employee sentiment dropped 10 times faster since January 2023 than in the previous 3 years. And they're saying, where does this all come from? Well, layoffs, for one. People are laying off employees. Return to office mandates, for two. That is one that is really affecting the feelings and opinions of workers in the workplace. Employees in the tech industry, where return to office mandates have been on the rise, they recorded the sharpest decline in happiness over the last 3 years.
Did you ask them the day they came back to the office by any chance?
Probably the week that they got back, and they just were dismayed. When Grindr, the dating app, told all 178 employees to return to the office at least 2 days a week last month, roughly 45% of them quit. They told all of their employees to come back to the office. 45% of them said, I quit. I'd rather quit
They
my
must
job.
be pretty confident in their skills that they could just pick up a work from home job, and they also have to be confident that other companies aren't doing, or at least they know the companies that aren't doing the exact same thing as Grindr.
Right. Because you'd be stuck in the same exact situation. I was wondering when I heard this, though. Can you look up where Grindr is headquartered? I don't know if they're in the Bay Area.
I don't know.
I would imagine they're in some major city. It's a giant app. They probably make tons
West
of money
Hollywood.
off it. Okay, so they're in L.A., and in L.A., you got all these employees that lots of them, now I'm not saying it's a super, super significant number, but lots of these employees realized in the middle of the pandemic when they could work from home that they can move away from Los Angeles and move into, like, a lot of them moved to Arizona and some of them moved to Texas. And then they were doing the work from home and they were getting paid like they were living in Los Angeles. So you get more money that you're getting paid, but their cost of living was way down because they were living in Arizona. But now if they tell that person, all right, going to need you back in the office
On
5
Monday,
days a week.
thanks so much. Have a great weekend.
You're like, oh, God, this is a nightmare for me right now. So that's how employees are feeling out there, I guess. An update on this criminal that is on the run. What was the name we came up with for this guy?
The parkour prisoner.
Parkour prisoner.
I almost said parkour pirate, and I was like, I know that doesn't sound right.
We don't know if he's a pirate or not, but we do know that he is still on the loose.
Parkour.
This is Evan Lambert, who is with News Nation, and he says that he has spoken exclusively on the phone with a family of people at this house where Cavalcante, that's the prisoner, the parkour prisoner, at this house that he visited over the weekend. They said they were out to dinner when he visited. They knew him from various work they did together, and they immediately called 911 when he asked for help on their security camera. So imagine, like, this prisoner, the parkour prisoner escapes.
Can I help you?
And imagine you knew him, Sabrina, and then all of a sudden you see him at your front door, and he's like, hey, will you help me out?
Thank God I'm out to dinner.
Yeah, they called 911. He had car keys in his hand, and he had altered his appearance. He shaved his face and some stuff. He's got a hat on and a hoodie on as he showed up to these people's house. It says the person we spoke with says Cavalcante is seen in the video holding a car key. They did not see the work van when he came to the door. This is a work van that he has stolen. It's just been recovered. They are terrified. My family is afraid, the person told us. They said they don't support what Cavalcante is doing, and they want him to be held accountable. And they're not sure exactly where this guy is. He's doing a good job of staying hidden here.
He keeps parkouring everywhere.
Yeah, I must. It's hard to stay on the run from the police. You escape from prison, they get you almost every damn time.
Unless you're on the climb up the wall instead of the run.
You know what's crazy?
Right?
This used to be...
Parkour, sluts.
This used to be so different. Have you ever seen any of the movies or like just a show about the people who escaped from Alcatraz?
Yeah.
When they would escape from Alcatraz.
Make it in the water at all?
Well, a lot of them died because it's like rough waters and it's a good distance. But people were making floats and they would get in them and they would escape the prison. And then if they got a big jump on the officers, say they didn't notice until the next morning, they would be inland somewhere. And back then, prisoners really could, if they wanted to, just wait it out and sink back into society and sort of operate under the radar. No more. You can't do that. Operate under the radar.
Under the radar.
You know, I didn't even screw it up that time all the way, and I still got crap for it.
I escaped from Alcatraz.
It's interesting to watch the parkour prisoner on the run.
It was so much easier back in the day, dude. You have the moment we heard about this guy escaping prison, we had the footage of him parkouring out of there. I don't think it's possible anymore.
There's cameras everywhere. There's too much surveillance going on. And if you did pop back up even 5 years later, somebody could still call you out.
Every once in a while, though. Remember that guy not too long ago in This Week in Florida who was like down in South Florida and basically was a socialite? Mm-hmm. Was just like going to charity stuff and auctions and just spending all kinds. Had a big old mansion.
Yeah, I do remember this. What did he do before that, though? Oh, was he an escaped prisoner?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What an idiot.
They're talking about him right now on CNN.
What, the escaped prisoner guy?
Yeah, U.S. Marshal Service is doing a press conference.
Oh, can we hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't had to do this before. First time since going back to HQ that we have to tap into the CNN feed.
Y'all, I don't know. I don't think I have
it says
it
cable
available.
TV.
It's gone.
Oh.
No worries. Don't worry about it.
Sorry.
All right, let's go to a couple of dispatches real quick. Oh, that's them?
There's cameras everywhere, and that would be a way easier to find him with a cell phone or a debit card. You think he's in the woods right now still? Is that his advantage?
Do you think he's in the woods?
We're investigating that area in East Nantmill. Until something suggests he's not in that area, we're going to continue to investigate there. I'd reiterate the message from the colonel to the public. Please be vigilant in the areas that we're searching. Make sure your doors are locked. Make sure your car keys are secured in your residence. Report anything suspicious to law enforcement. And if you have tips, call them in, because we'd like to investigate 100 bad tips rather than miss that one good tip that's not called in.
Everyone talk at the same time.
Not that we're aware of.
You talk about a protracted search. Another one that comes to mind would be freeing nearly 10 years ago, went on for 40 some days. What are some of the similarities and differences between these two searches?
That's a question probably better for the colonel.
All right, that's it. They were talking about comparisons to another case where somebody got out.
From the same prison?
Yeah, they said they accidentally let somebody go or something, or I don't remember what it was. But
love that.
I don't know. You'd have to talk to the colonel if you want to know. Is something be a question for the colonel?
He could best answer that. Here's Awesome McCool Name with the dispatch. It says autism kills.
Hey guys.
Hey.
So my son is autistic, right? He's 10 years old, and even with his degree of autism, he understands that he's not allowed to just hit people if he doesn't get his way. He understands he has to work with his emotions in such a way that, he can function properly in a society, right? And every autistic person, especially when they become adults, they know this as well, right? If this guy was living on his own, right, he had enough handle on his emotions that you can't use his autism as an excuse. And heck, as a parent of an autistic kid, I'm kind of insulted, right, that the judge would seem to think that somehow absolves you of wrongdoing. But
or maybe not absolves you of wrongdoing, but would make it so a very short sentence is what's best for you, like 5 years is what he got. 5 years for running over a human being. If you missed this story, he thought he was running over a Trump supporter. It turns out it wasn't. It was just like some guy, and it was a younger guy, and he ran over him with his truck and killed him. And then afterwards, they found him because he left the scene. And he was drunk, like he had been intoxicated at the time of the crash. All this stuff had gone wrong, and yet the judge looks into it and goes, I think for the 10 minutes or whatever the judge spoke before sentencing, like 8 minutes of it was spent talking about this guy being autistic. He's like, we know that when you hit the gas pedal, you didn't know what the repercussions would be. We know that you didn't, intentionally do this.
Do you think that would be the argument of his attorneys, not the judge itself?
Doesn't that say something when the judge is making arguments that are probably stronger?
Not a mistrial.
I don't understand why that went the way it did. But to me, if you are able to drive, if you're on the spectrum but you're able to drive, you're responsible for following every law that everybody else does. You're responsible for not drinking and driving. You're responsible for not saying, oh my God, a person I politically disagree with engaged the gas pedal and I'm going to run over them and kill them. You're responsible for all these things. That doesn't seem like justice served to me. It seems like too little time for what happened, and it just seems kind of excused. All right, quick break. We're on a little bit late. When we come back, spouse spoofing is the big worry. You don't want this to happen to you. Trust me, spouse spoofing is bad. What happens when you get spouse spoofed? Well, you're going to learn. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
This week, get messy with the Jim Colbert Show. Win tickets to see Orlando City take on Inter Miami September 24th at Exploria Stadium. Your next chance to win later today on the Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your week is off to a great start on this Monday. And right now, on the major highways and roads of Orlando, of course, your usual delay east and westbound, approaching State Road 535, but no issues the rest of I-4. East and westbound of the 408 is also clear, thankfully, and north and southbound of the Turnpike as well. No issues reported north or south on the Greenway either, and you'll be happy to know the same does go for the 429 toll. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. With your report, I'm Brian Black.
This report is sponsored by Brightline Trains. Ride brighter with high-speed rail to South Florida. Experience premium lounge perks, roomier seats, and onboard meal and drink service with 16 daily departures to South Florida. Adult fares from $79, kids from $39. Book now at GoBrightline.com.
All right, folks, my friends at Maxine's on Shine are here to make your week even better with Maxine's Mind Boggler. A big congratulations to last week's winner, Josh. Now, the first person to answer this riddle correctly wins a $25 gift card to Maxine's on Shine. Here is your riddle. What common English verb becomes its own past tense by rearranging its letters? What common English verb becomes its own past tense by rearranging its letters? If you know the answer, email me, Sabrina@realradio.fm. And of course, the first person to send the correct answer wins a $25 gift card. If you don't win today's riddle, don't worry. You got a shot every single week. Plus, you're going to feel like a winner every time you visit Maxine's on Shine. Voted best downtown Orlando restaurant 3 years in a row. Diverse, comfortable, and delicious with a splash of sexiness. For more information on location and reservations with my full-hearted recommendation, go to maxinesonshine.com.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1 sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com coming October 11th.
The countdown is on to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The most massive live music event of the year.
Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Capital One is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival for the 7th year in a row, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
O'Reilly. Increase your vehicle's performance and gas mileage with Lucas Fuel Treatment at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Simply add it to your tank at your next fill-up to eliminate carbon and varnish deposits. Get 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Treatment for $10, plus 2 times O Rewards points. See your O'Reilly Auto Parts store for details or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Steve Kramer here with a divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. One firm for life.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
Hey everybody, Stella Atois wants to know, who would you have dinner with? Check this out. Join the Stella team at Cavo's Bar and Kitchen this Friday, September 15th from 6 until 8 for an opportunity to let them know who you would like to have dinner with, past, present, or future, and why. Then start your dinner with a complimentary Stella Atois and chalice. That's right. Just snap the QR code for details and your chance to win dinner on Stella from one of 10 participating restaurants. Let's do dinner. And as always, let's start with a Stella.
Are you dealing with tooth pain? Don't suffer in silence. Advanced Endodontics is here to help. Our expert team offers state-of-the-art care and is dedicated to helping you find relief. We specialize in root canals and have 6 convenient locations throughout Central Florida. We partner with well-known companies who offer great financing options, and you don't need a referral to make an appointment. Visit IneedARootCanal.com today. Don't delay. That's IneedARootCanal.com and take the pain away.
Just come out, just come out. The man when you're in trouble, car accidents, slips and falls, he's the only one that you should call. Just come out when you're injured on the go.
Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Ford, Chevy, Ram, GMC, Nations Trucks has got them all, and with approved credit, you're not making any payments until 2024. Do yourself a favor, visit nationstrucks.com and check out their amazing inventory right now, or see them in Sanford and start driving the truck that you deserve today.
Here's what Fence Outlet customers have to say about their experience.
Our Fence Outlet salesperson was a wealth of information. Things that weren't addressed by other companies were addressed by Fence Outlet. We're so pleased with our new Fence Outlet fence.
Go to fenceoutlet.com today. License number C10252 and C10803.
With Spectrum Mobile and the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Galaxy Z Flip 5, you get faster speeds with Spectrum Speed Boost. Purchase the new Samsung Galaxy Z through Spectrum and get up to $1,000 off, plus the value of your trade-in device. Visit a Spectrum store or SpectrumMobile.com to get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Galaxy Z Flip 5 today. Visit spectrum.com/policies/mobile-terms for details. Restrictions apply. Spectrum Internet required. Auto pay required.
Hey, this is Mike Wright from the Fantasy Footballers Dynasty Podcast. You heard that right. The Fantasy Footballers have officially entered the Dynasty space. Every week, we bring you the same in-depth analysis and entertainment you've come to expect from the Fantasy Footballers, only now it's from the Dynasty perspective. Join me and the rest of the crew every Wednesday for a new episode. Listen to the Fantasy Footballers Dynasty Podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Just absolutely wild if 9/11 happened when we had Twitter. If 9/11 happened in the age of social media, how wild would that have been? I mean, imagine all of the fake stories going around. We ended up with a million different conspiracies even without social media around at the time.
Instagram, Twitter,
imagine. Oh my God, how crazy that would have been. Welcome back, guys.
Hey, okay.
Thanks for joining me on the show here. I'm talking to myself. Jesus, unbelievable.
I told you that I had to run to the bathroom.
I know you did.
And then
Does
I'm
Celine
on my
go
way.
to the bathroom with you?
I'm running, and Celine's just up against the wall, chatting it up with Jimmy.
Well, I was trying to find out some things about his trip. Important stuff.
Well, I'm
Sean's
saying,
on by himself, man.
imagine if 9/11 happened when we had Twitter. That's what happened while you guys were gone.
Wow.
You left me to my own devices for 5 seconds, and I ended up there.
You would have been fine.
If it would have been Twitter time when we had 9/11, there would be so many like, oh my God, there's actually another plane headed to this building. Oh my God. The misinformation would have been insane.
Just the footage in and of itself. I mean, we just had that from people happen to have their camcorders out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very true. There would be so much more video of all of that happening.
I think when we've talked about this possibility before, because I don't think this is the first time we've gone, what if Twitter was around for that? Because we were close to Twitter. When did Twitter start? 04, 05?
2004, 2005. Let me look it up. I'll Google it for you this time.
Oh, thanks. And I remember one of the very early big stories that the first picture everybody saw was from Twitter was when Sully Sullenberger landed in the Hudson River.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and like the one of the first pictures the news had of that plane in the river was somebody in a high rise that took a picture and tweeted it out, and all of a sudden, boom, all the networks had it.
2006 is when Twitter launched. So, I mean, it wasn't very popular immediately. It took a while until some of the stuff, like Celine was just saying, happened on Twitter. And like old media built up all the new media, which is such a weird thing. For a while, you guys don't even realize, for a while, I'm talking to the listeners, they probably don't realize that they told us as a station, they're like, don't talk about MySpace or Facebook or Twitter. Those companies have to advertise with us if they want us to talk about them. And then they went from that to, we need you to have the latest social media profile of the week
And if
on
you guys
whatever service.
don't have, the right amount of followers, we're not doing our job right.
Right. Yeah. It went from
weird.
Just totally ignore it, everybody, to nope, this is the end all be all. We gave them so much free advertising after that.
I mean, even just in the last 10 years, like when we started the show, social media is not what it is right now. So I can't imagine what it's going to be 10 years from this moment
my God.
forward.
Well, let's say this. It didn't get better in those 10 years, I don't think. I think anybody would argue that the
Oh
situation
my God, the
improved.
Snapchat filters are so funny. What are you talking about?
I have to tell you, I see one of those every once in a while. I'm like, damn, the technology is pretty impressive. The face mapping stuff is awesome, man.
It really is.
I think that is so crazy how good they've gotten with that.
Yet Meta just still has robots with no legs.
I wonder if they're ever over at Meta, and like Zuckerberg, obviously the key person here, going to go, hey, we got it wrong with this whole virtual world we thought everybody's going to be living in. You know, the metaverse is not going to be the thing that we thought it was.
I don't know, because it might be that we're not the generation that picks it up, but it's after us.
If it happens, it's not going to be in the iteration that we're seeing right now because it's not desirable enough for people.
Or affordable.
Like there are companies that spent millions and millions of dollars creating a presence in the metaverse, and then no one came. It's like an abandoned building or something.
All I've seen is some weird interactions on a TikTok clip.
Yeah, it's usually like people making fun of the things that happen there. This weekend, Donald Trump was out at the Iowa State football game.
Iowa.
He got some cheers. He had a lot of fans out there. He threw a spiral to one of them and signed a football and whatnot. And by the way, we know somebody who got an autograph from Trump not too long ago.
Whoa.
Of his mugshot. He brought up his
Really?
mugshot. And he signed the mugshot.
Now what?
I was like, man, he signed so much stuff that it's probably not worth a lot of money, but it's probably maybe down the road could be.
But the mugshot, that's clever.
Yeah. It said, Trump, 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 they cheered. On the other hand, he was up in one of the VIP boxes, and there was a bunch of people who weren't fans, who were like double middle fingers at the window, and definitely got his attention because, let me see if I could find this. Hang on. I got to bring this up because otherwise you probably won't believe me. They were flipping him the bird. Hold on, Trump, middle finger. And Trump definitely saw it because he was trying to like secretly flip them off back. Here's some of the photos. You see them flipping them off, right? And then somebody flew over the stadium, Where's Melania, and a banner as well. But let me find the one where.
So wait. Donald Trump's at a stadium and you could just fly over the stadium? That doesn't seem legal.
They let him. Look what he did back. He put his finger to the window, clearly like without flipping them off. Like,
it's the forward one? How stupid.
Yeah, he's clearly sticking his middle finger back at the people who are taunting him at this Iowa State
Does this mean something else? If you're doing it forward, it looks so weird. Does it not?
Yeah, it doesn't
It's
look
actually
right.
racist if you do it that way.
Ah, damn. Oh, well, there you go. When we return, final dispatch. Oh, I got to get to the spouse spoofing thing. Let me just read that real quick. It says, when Sean was startled from her sleep, this is a female Sean, at 3:15 a.m., she saw her husband's name on her cell phone and feared the worst. He was out of town on a business trip for their shipping company. What could have happened? All I heard was a noise on the other end of the line. There was a scuffing of sorts, and it sounded what I thought was my husband crying. And they said people have been doing this now and scamming people out of thousands of dollars. In her case, she sent $2,000 because it was an AI version of her husband who said he was in trouble and hurt and needed money immediately. Send it over to this account, they said, and she did that because she believed it. These AI scams are only going to get better.
Never hears her husband cry. So this is, a good message to send out to the husbands out there. Cry in front of your wife so that you can tell the difference between AI crying and your actual crying.
It's getting so close that I don't think you'll be able to tell the difference soon. We got to find ways to make it like, get like code words with people. All right, get your code word. You're like
if strangers were going to kidnap you.
Exactly, and then you go, "Hey, did you get kidnapped?" And they're like, "Yeah." They're going to say this secret word. If they don't know it, it ain't them. Hang up the phone. If they forgot it, then they should die anyways. When we come back,
wow!
Final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today we're going to wrap everything up for a Monday. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
In a world of ever-changing algorithms, you can still find us here. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Hot and humid today. Forecast highs reaching 93 throughout the Orlando metro with feels like temperatures into the triple digits. Stay hydrated today and keep your eyes on the skies. Mainly after 3 o'clock, we'll be monitoring a rise in shower and thunderstorm activity. You can expect heavy rain, frequent lightning, and the chance for gusty winds. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer.
Warning, if you are 60 or older, RSV can be a dangerous respiratory virus.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. This message is brought to you by Pfizer.
This summer was awesome, but brutal on your lawn. Now it's fall and your lawn needs a quick boost. That's where Scott's Turf Builder comes in. Scott's Turf Builder makes it easy to give your lawn the nutrients it needs to help repair the damage that summer fun caused and strengthen your roots till spring. Guaranteed. Feed and repair your lawn now and enjoy yourself long into the fall. Get Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard at local retailers.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. I'm going to show you my steps for making the perfect radio ad. This one's about innovation refunds and the ERC. First step, be relatable. I like pizza and puppies. 2, cold hard info. The ERC is a tax credit for eligible businesses that kept employees on payroll in 2020 and 2021. So if you qualify, Innovation Refunds Network of Independent Tax Attorneys could help you claim it. 3, go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
That's right. It's a real mess out there, Kate. We're seeing heavy congestion on the eastbound lanes of the main expressway with traffic backed up for miles.
What do traffic and debt have in common? You don't want to be in either for too long. Move into the fast lane with Fairwinds Credit Union. We'll help you set goals, save more, and be your guide to achieving financial freedom together. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler. Like choosing Truist One Checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, tells us about the advantages the speed of audio production affords their growing tech company.
At Moderna, we have a mindset saying that we pivot fearlessly. And I think with audio, you can pivot fearlessly. You can go where the news is and bringing in content that perhaps you didn't have a few weeks earlier. It's less 6 months in advance or 3 months in advance when you do a TVC. You're able to create really nimble content, which I think in this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy.
As the #1 audio company, company. iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company. iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-859-3220. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 to 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-859-3220. That's 800-859-3220 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-859-3220. 800-859-3220.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Real Radio 104.1.
Dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We do appreciate it. Hey, make your way over to the website. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. While you're there, you can create an account. It honestly takes just a matter of seconds. The website almost completed. There's one more page, like the dispatches page, that will be like a big feed. That has all kinds of posts and everything that's going on in the world of the show will show up there. That is the last thing that needs to be done on the website. But
second to last thing. There's one more thing that I'm putting on there.
Thanks a lot.
It's the list of assholes. I just list all the assholes. Assholes page coming soon. Newsjunkie.com/assholes.
Well, you could go over there and create an account at thenewsjunkie.com, and that's how you start joining us on the show with your dispatches, join the community, comment on other people's posts, do all that stuff. It's fun. You can explore secret shows over there. Many more things available for you over at thenewsjunkie.com. Also, don't forget the Just Call Mo comedy event. Mo Comedy Jam is coming up this weekend, so make sure you get your tickets. There are not many left.
No.
There was only, as far as I know, a handful and a half. So
yes.
That's not too many.
That might be down to just a handful. So definitely check out the website. And, of course, it's going to be a great lineup, great fun, and towards a great cause.
And C-Lane, happy birthday.
Thank you.
You have anything to plug?
I'll be going to Mo Comedy Jam.
All right.
So,
if Bus Decker comes through on those tickets,
he
don't know.
He messaged me again this morning because
you, dog.
I hadn't told him the number yet because I was big timing him.
It's going to be a hoot.
All right, let's do we have time for it? No, we don't have time for any of that.
Happy birthday.
The stories that did make the cut brought to you by Nations Trucks. Love our friends over there. Go check them out. Get the truck of your dreams. Nationstrucks.com. Disgraced.com. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Monday, September 11th, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I learned one of the voices on this show.
Simpsons
is correct. Julie Kavner of The Simpsons. She's the voice of Marge and many other things.
Oh, homie.
Because if you're a voice on The Simpsons, you got to do like 10 voices. She has a clause in her Simpsons contract that allows her to avoid promoting herself on camera ever as Marge's voice. So she never has to do anything that's actually her, and she's doing the Marge voice because she does not want those two to mix for some reason. Today, learn an IQ floor, meaning like a low-end IQ, to serve in the U.S. Armed Forces exists. It is 80 points. If you have an IQ lower than 80, you cannot be in the U.S. Armed Forces. This requirement
dumbasses.
It was relaxed during the Vietnam War, so we had some dodos in there. These people died at 5 times the rate of other Americans in the war, they suggest. Dodos out there just dying. Today on this show, Friends is correct. The cast of Friends each made $1 million per episode in the final 2 seasons. And now, now they make $20 million a year for reruns of the show. Must be nice. Friends still generates $1 billion a year for Warner Brothers, all thanks to David Schwimmer encouraging the cast to negotiate as a team. They are very, very well off now. This is wild. Today I learned after an IVF, that's in vitro fertilization, after an IVF mix-up, 2 mothers gave birth to each other's babies. 4 months after giving birth, the California family swapped babies to return the children to their rightful parents.
Good God.
So they each gave birth to each other's kids.
Is this yours? That's crazy.
And one of the moms was like, I feel no connection to this child. I feel no connection. And they said, well, let's do some testing. And they found out it wasn't hers.
Wow.
Today in this group,
Bone Thugs in Harmony.
That's right. Busy Bone of Bone Thugs in Harmony was abducted at the age of just 4 years old. He was kept by this evil person for almost 2 years. John Walsh shared the story on America's Most Wanted in 1983, which led to the rescue of Mr. Busy Bone himself. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Happy birthday again, Sealand.
Thank you, guys.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Hope the rest of your day is fantastic. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place in West Palm Beach. More of us on the way. In Dallas, more great content. And in Orlando, the Jim Colbert Show's up next. It's all right here on Real Radio.